What's up, guys? Welcome back. We back at it again, talking some more transfer portal news. Today is Friday, January 16th. You know what that means? That means that the portal closes tonight at 11:59 p.m. It closes tonight. So whoever is thinking about getting in the portal right now, the ones that season are over, if they think about getting in the portal, they have until today to think about getting in the portal. And we know that one of the biggest news stories in college football was Jordan Seaton hitting the transfer portal. But you let an insider tell it's not really a big deal. Okay, it's not a big deal, but can you get somebody to replace him? If you're going to get somebody to replace him of equal talent, you're going to have to pay money. That's just the bottom line. But I understand it does free up cap space. That's what they're saying. This could be a benefit to Colorado. It frees up cap space and everything else. But can they go out? Because they're in their mind, they're just saying that we could get 3 or 4 people to replace them. But let's see what y'all do. Let's see if you guys could get the people to replace this kid. Um, that's yet to be seen. I'm not for the hype anymore. Let's just see what y'all do when the season start. Because I'm not trying to hype it or anything like that. We're just gonna see. That's just what it is. So if this team is better, we're gonna see. Because last year y'all said that the team was better than Travis and them, and it wasn't. So we're gonna see this year if you guys have made some improvements. The only way we're gonna know that this thing is gonna work is on opening day. That's when we're gonna know. Okay, yeah, they're downplaying this thing that the top prospects are leaving. Isn't this the name of the game to get the best players on the team? Now, it might not be a big deal to you guys that Jordan Seaton is leaving, but Miami think it's a big deal. Texas think it's a big deal. He has a invite with Texas. Who else? LSU think it's a big deal. Okay, a lot of other teams think this a big deal. Oregon think it's a big deal. But you guys, it ain't no big deal. We're freeing up cap space, and we're gonna get 3 or 4 players for the price of one. Okay, we're gonna see opening day. We're gonna see because I don't know if you guys are facing off opening day against Georgia Tech away at Georgia Tech. You guys, well, we're gonna see. We're definitely gonna see if this thing is gonna pan out. Um, but you guys are not gonna like slice this and dice it the way you want to because common sense will tell you you guys took loss after loss after loss. Okay, now you did acquire some people in the transfer portal, but it'll look better if you had acquired those people with your foundation already built with the players that's leaving. That would have really been a super team. But you guys are actually just rebuilding from scratch. And now there's other teams that have rebuilt like this and started winning right away. A lot of people are talking about Indiana. So it's possible that they could win out the gate here. It is possible. You said we're at the final hour and no big names yet. Well, there's been a couple big names that they acquired. Boo was a big name that they acquired. A semi. It was there's levels to this, right? But that raised some eyebrows right there. I'm giving credit where credit is due. You said the players quit. T Cal was spreading negativity throughout the team. This is not T Cal's fault. You can't start blaming people here. This is not T Cal's fault why the players are leaving. Okay. But my question is, why did the players quit? Because the coaches quit too. The coaches quit too. I saw it on the sidelines. Remember, Bucky's camera, the videos doesn't lie. The coaches quit too. They left timeouts on the table and they just gave up on that game. They literally could have won that game. They could have got within scoring within scoring range, but they left it. They waited too long to set up a play. They waited too long. It was time. Even the person that was calling the game said, "Why don't they call a timeout? They still have time to win this game." You said CU had no depth before the portal opened. They still don't. They still in a situation right now. And I'm not being negative or anything. I'm just pointing out the obvious here. I'm just being real. Um, See, they don't want you to be real. They just, hey, we're okay, this and that, because they're into marketing. This is a nightmare. It really is. It's a nightmare because you still have the representative talking. He's still talking. So, like when Jordan Seaton leaves, we could get 3 or 4 players for the price of one. He's right about that. Now, that's something he's right about. They did free up money. But damn, y'all act like y'all ain't got no money. You guys don't have a foundation. The thrill is that no, that it's yeah, the thrill, the hype is gone. The drinking the Kool-Aid is over. It is. I'm being real here. And it's not that I don't like the team. I'm still gonna cover the team. I still like the team, but I'm being real with you. Ain't nobody checking for this team no more. Nobody checking for it, man. This is a feeder team. This is a team where the players that's coming in right now, if they ball out and have really good stats, they're gonna go on to LSU. They're gonna go on to the University of Miami. They're gonna go on to the Texas A&Ms or whatever. That's where they're gonna go. Okay, this is a feeder program. Okay, this is a one stop. And then if you ball out, you have an opportunity to go elsewhere. That's what this is because they're not willing to spend the money. They act like they can get, for the price of one, they can get 3 people for the price of one. They might not have the money though. See, you also have to look at it like this. Coach Prime can only work with what he got. If he don't have the donors and he don't have people, if he don't have people with the money, he has to go out and get 3 at the price of one. He may not could afford Jordan Seaton. You know what I'm saying? He may not have he may not can afford Jordan Seaton. Let's be real here. And it's not a knock on Coach Prime. It's not a knock on Jordan Seaton, but they weren't able to produce while Jordan Seaton was there. They weren't able to turn into the program that they were supposed to turn into with a person of that caliber there. After Travis and them left, the ship went underwater. Travis and Shador held this thing together. That's why I keep telling you guys, this is a rebuild year. This is a rebuild. They rebuilding. Can he go find another superstar? Yes, he can. But he's going to have to pay. And the donors are going to have to realize something. This is the nature of college football. You have to pay money. Because you know what the donors are saying, guys? They don't want to pay money for someone that's only going to be there 1 year. They don't want to pay the money. Well, you tell that to Mark Cuban at Indiana. Tell that to Mark Cuban. Tell that to the Oracle founder. Tell that to him. Tell that to the Nike founder. Tell that to Phil Knight. Tell that to the Texas oil people. They're paying money for kids for 1 year. For example, look at Isaiah Bond that plays with Shador in Cleveland. He was at Texas for 1 year. Texas gave him a lot of money for 1 year. Remember, he transferred from Alabama. And the reason why he was transferring because Coach Saban was leaving. So he transferred. Caleb Downs transferred. Caden Proctor stayed, though. But Isaiah Bond was only at Texas for one. Actually, was he there for 1 year or 2 years? Yeah, he was there for 2 years, I believe. Yeah. So they paid him for 2 years, Isaiah Bond. Players of this caliber, if you're on a garbage team, because Colorado's a garbage team right now, he's not going to stay on a garbage team. This is business. He wants to go somewhere where he get top quality coaching on the offensive line. He's not getting it at Colorado. This is not Coach Prime's fault. He's only working with what he has to work with. But let's all be real about it. These people are I don't know if they're being paid by the university to spread misinformation. They're acting like we're in a better place. I don't know who's telling them this. You're not in a better place. Yeah, CU's garbage. They only won 3 games. They're garbage. They only won 3 games. That's why. They finished the season with 3 games. As of right now, this is not a this is not a high class program. It's not. It's not. I'm being real with you. See, the thing is, we live in a society where everybody want to drink the Kool-Aid. Nobody wants to be real here because they see the other people. They're afraid to be real because they don't want to lose their press passes. They don't want to lose their access to the program. I don't need access to the program. I can talk to parents. I don't need access to the program. I can find out what's going on just by talking to the parents. And that's real. But see, the difference between me and a few others are I'm not going to tell you guys what I'm hearing. I'm not telling because it ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? To what they say to me, and then I come say it to y'all. That ain't in my business. But they had drama on the team when Travis was there. But you guys don't know that. I'm not gonna tell you. They had drama the first year. They had major drama the first year because I the one pointed out to you guys that this one player was taking sacks on purpose. He was letting his man sack Shador. I told y'all that. You didn't see Coach Prime come yet and say I was wrong. Of course, they had problems then. And they had problems the second year. But they had enough good players on the team to where they overcame that. Yes, there's drama on every team, but I'm not covering every team, Donovan. I'm covering Colorado. You see the background? You see the backdrop? That's the CU locker room. I'm not covering Rutgers, which I had an opportunity to cover Rutgers. I might do that because I'm right here. I could go to the games like nothing. I could cover Rutgers just like that. But I'm not covering. Actually, I might have to start another channel for that one. But I'm not covering the other teams. I'm covering this one. See, other teams, they have a good enough foundation where if they got a little bit of drama, they can overcome that. Like CU overcame it the second year, even though they lost the bowl game. Okay? But they really had drama the third year. They lost the locker room the third year, for sure. They lost it. They kind of lost it the first year. They lost it because people were giving up sacks on purpose. And then I told you because people said, well, the left tackle that's giving up sacks on purpose, right? Tank. He's not. I said he's an NFL player. They was like, he ain't no NFL player. He's giving up. I said he's doing it on purpose. Go look at the tape. I showed you what he did. He let his hands go and let the guy tee off on Shador. I said that and didn't even help him up. And I said, wait till he go to his other college. He gonna have an All-American season. And he gonna go to the NFL. He did. I could see things. I could really see it. It's common sense. But now you let them tell it. Was Jordan Seaton is leaving? No, that's fine. We could get 3 or 4 players to replace him. They're correct about that. I'm not saying that they're wrong. But are you gonna win though? You know what they needed? We needed 2 or 3 Jordan Seatons on that team. We need 2 or 3 to start competing for a title, to start competing for a Big 12. You need more than just Jordan Seaton. Jordan can't do it by himself. You need a whole offensive line of all-stars. Now, last year they might have gave that season up. They gave it up. That was on that it's almost like it's on purpose what they did last year. Because if you see that the quarterback was looking like a deer in headlights and you kept playing him, that's on you. That's not on the players. If I were Jordan Seaton, I would leave too. Because you guys up here like you don't know what you're doing. And my career, I want to make $30 million. See, the thing is, if he gets drafted, if he stay at CU, he's not going in the top 5. I'm just telling you, I'm being honest. If they have a season like they had last year, he's not going in the top 5, and Coach already explained it. See, you guys don't remember what he said. He said the top people that's getting drafted are the winners. That's what he said. He had a whole thing on it. He said the winners get drafted. The winners. You have to be successful to be drafting that high. He will still get drafted in the first round or the second round, but it won't be in the top 5. Because there's other players coming from winning programs that they will look at first. They look at winners first. So he's making a business decision to go elsewhere. And he's probably thinking, who did they acquire in the transfer portal that could rock out with me? Because he want to go somewhere that'll elevate his skills. He want to go to a highly competitive team that's winning to elevate his skills. That's what he needs. That's what he needs at this point. See, Colorado they'll keep him there because it looks good with the publicity. Look, we got Jordan Seaton still. Your guys can't keep him there. He has to go somewhere where it's competitive and he got a chance to win a chip to make himself look good in the draft. Because at this point, if he make the right decision, he could be top 5. Because if he dominated at let's say Miami, that's going to make him really look good as opposed to Colorado. Colorado don't have their shit together yet. They don't. They might have it together in 2027. Because I told you guys, it's going to take a couple years for them to get their shit together. They're almost there. But you got to remember something. When you lose Travis and Shiloh and them, they haven't replaced them yet. They haven't replaced Shador yet. I know they're saying they can get 3 of the price of 1, but you guys haven't replaced Chidozie yet. You didn't replace Chidozie last year. Yeah, you can get a lot of players, but can you replace these players? It's hard. You don't know until they get on the field. You don't know yet. So all questions will be answered within the first 4 games, because in the first 4 games, they need to start off 4-0. That's the bottom line. 4-0. Because if they saying they're going to go out and spend their money, they got to replace Chidozie. Y'all guy hasn't replaced him yet. You haven't replaced Jimmy Horn. You haven't replaced LaJohntay Wester. You have to replace these players. So if you replace them, we're going to find out if they replaced them this year. We're going to find out if they replaced Chidozie. Chidozie was a really big factor on that team. He really was. He was a difference maker on that team. That's why you guys, now you remember you guys were talking about the defensive coordinator, how garbage he is. He's not garbage. He didn't have the personnel. He had some. He had Tafiq, but they couldn't even keep Tafiq. They can't even afford Tafiq. How the hell you think they're going to compete for the Big 12 title? They can't even afford Tafiq, man. Let's be real here. We're in a different day and age in football where people are buying rosters. They're not going to be able to compete. It's levels to this right here. It's levels to it. Okay? We're going to find out. We're going to find out opening day. I'm not talking about with that other team because they're going to beat that squad. I'm talking about the first 4 games. They got to be 4-0, 5-0. And then everything will be forgiven because remember, winning cures everything. No, you said nobody was. Tafiq replaced somebody. He replaced Silman Craig. That's a fact. He replaced Silman Craig. Nobody replaced. Obviously, they didn't replace Travis or Hood. They didn't replace They didn't replace Hood or Travis or Shiloh or Shador or Chidozie. Okay, so that's why I say, Donovan, you got to hear me out here. They're rebuilding. You said Shane Coates has not been yeah, he hasn't been replaced either, Jess. And I'm being real with you. They ain't even replaced Shane Coates. I know, no, Sabrina, Jess he this is what he does. He's like, I don't know if he's related to Shane Coates, but everything is Shane Coates with him. He's not a troll though. He's come on my panel before. Jess, we need you to get behind somebody else though. We're gonna have to find another player for you. But this team is rebuilding. It's a major overhaul and they're rebuilding. I want to remind people of that. They're rebuilding. Okay? Don't expect them to play for the Big 12 title this year. They're rebuilding. Because some of the players they got coming in, these are red shirt people. You red shirt for a reason. You weren't ready yet. Somebody else beat you out. It don't mean that you're not good. It don't mean that. But we got to see first what you going to do. And he played for the Seahawks and paid. Damn, that ain't nobody like Shane. Hey. But they are a rebuilding team. You having a massive roster overhaul right now. They couldn't even keep Stoutmeyer. I'm like, damn. Even Stoutmire hitting the portal. So they rebuilding. That's all. Now that they got all this bread, now see, according to Neely, I'm going to play what he said in a second. But of course, they got all this bread now. Now they can go out and get some players. Because remember, the transfer portal is closing, right? But they can still acquire people in the transfer portal even though it closed. So they're not done yet. So we're going to see. They haven't got anybody that's top 10 in the portal yet. They haven't. Not top 5. They haven't. They would have, not that wide receiver. They didn't. They did get some receivers, though. Actually, let's leave the receivers out of it because the receivers are deep. They did win in the receiver department. They did. They won in the receiver department for sure. The receiver department, they doing their thing in the offensive line. They're winning there. The quarterback situation is yet to be seen. We're going to have to see about this quarterback position because Juju is not the clear starter. He's not. Yeah, they won with Boo Carter, right? The DBs and wide receivers, right? Thank you, Mob. Yeah, that's no problem. They didn't have a problem in the wide receiver core last year, but the quarterback couldn't get them the ball. And we still don't have a starting quarterback yet. Because if we did, they would have went with Juju from the gate. They would have went with him from the gate. Okay? They would have went with him from the gate. But they went and brought in another quarterback that he sure as hell don't want to sit the bench. He don't. His brother plays in the NFL. He does not want to sit the bench. So they're going to have a quarterback situation again. May the best man win. Okay? May the best man win. But Juju, you're not guaranteed to start. You're not guaranteed to start, man. Okay? That kid is coming in to try to win your position. And his brother played with the Jets, so I know him quite well. All of these teams in the country, they're looking at Colorado for one reason. We're going to take your players away from you. You're never going to build a foundation because if you got some players that ball out this year, we're going to tamper and we're going to take them from you. We're going to tamper and take them from you. They're tampering. We're going to tamper and take your stars from you. You're never going to have a foundation. It's a lot of pressure on Brendan Marion right now because I know how quickly you guys turn on people. Just like you turned on a defensive coordinator. I didn't turn on a defensive coordinator. He needed personnel. He can't go out there and do it himself. You said see, look, check out what Harold said. He's expecting 7+ wins. I could see that, Harold. You said they win in the Big 12. What you talking about, Skull Bus? They not winning the Big 12. That's not happening. They not winning the Big 12, bro. I mean, I'm in reality. Now, 7+ games is reality. They can win 7+ games. Yeah, they can win 7+ games. That's in the works. They got Boo Carter. They got some of the receivers. The quarterback's going to be duking it out. They got a decent offensive line. They just got to finish up the defensive line. They should win 7 games. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 7 games is not out of reality, not out of the realm of possibility. They can win 7 games. Yeah, for sure. If they win 7 games, everything has been forgiven. No, they're not winning the Big 12. No. I'm looking at the reason why I'm saying they're not winning the Big 12 is because I'm looking around the Big 12 and seeing what other teams are doing. They're not winning the Big 12. I've seen the schedule. Matter of fact, hold on. I don't know if this is the right schedule. Somebody, because I went to fbsschedules.com. I don't know if this is correct though. You guys gonna have to help me out with this. I don't know if this is correct. I went to fbsschedules.com. Okay. They're according to FBS schedules, their first game is at Georgia Tech. Their second game is Weber State. Their third game is Northwestern, and then Arizona State, then Baylor, then Cincinnati, then Utah, Texas Tech, Houston, Kansas State, UCF, and Oklahoma State. Is that correct? Okay, so let's look at this. The first game, Georgia Tech, they don't have that quarterback no more, right? Haynes King. He's graduated, right? He's on his way to the NFL. Can somebody answer that? Haynes King will not be playing in that game, correct? Because if he is, they're losing. I'm just telling you this. He's not there no more, right? I think that's a winnable game. Georgia Tech should be a winnable game, but I don't know. We got to wait to see what else they got on the defensive line. Georgia Tech could be a winnable game. We have to wait and see. They're going to definitely beat Weber State. Guys, if they don't beat Weber State, okay, he's gone. And they got linebackers too, right? Okay, they need to play the guy from Texas for sure. Okay, so I would say Georgia Tech is a winnable game. Weber State is a winnable game, of course. So they should start off 2-0. Northwestern, they should win that game too. So they should start the season off 3-0. Arizona State, I'm not sure. Baylor, I'm not sure. Cincinnati, I'm not sure. Utah, I'm not sure. Texas Tech, I'm not sure. Houston, I'm not sure. Kansas State, I'm not sure. UCF, they're going to beat them. And Oklahoma State, I'm not sure. So the sure games that I have right now is 3 games, 3-0. Oh, wait, you said Northwestern has Chip Kelly? Oh, I'm not sure now. This is a tough schedule. It don't look like a tough schedule, but it is. It's a tough schedule. But it's winnable, though. They could get 7 games out of this schedule. Noah King is still there. He can run, too. It's a tough schedule, but it's a 7-game schedule. They could do 7 games depending on how big did they win in the portal. And hopefully they cleared up the drama that they have internally. Because the players are leaving because of their experience. They're not leaving because of the money. That's what a parent told me. She said he's leaving because of what he experienced there. He's not leaving because of the money. And she's not speaking for other parents, but she talked to other parents. But I don't want to tell you what she said about that. But for her particular son, he's leaving because of the experience. The experience wasn't so good for him. And yeah, she said, I'm not going to see, I'm not like that. I don't want to be a tea dropper as far as that, because then I'm going to make them look bad. I don't want to make them look bad. But she said, I told her the best thing to do is he go on and go somewhere else and don't say anything. Because the reason why I say that is because no team is perfect, right? We can all agree that there's drama on every team, right? We can all agree at your jobs you go through a certain amount of drama, right? But you still work that job anyway. And you don't want to burn bridges, you just go on. But the problem is Colorado are the ones that's doing the talking right now. They keep talking about money. Now, Matt already told them to stop because he already know, like, one parent is ready to start talking. She's ready to start talking. Right? She's ready to start talking and tell y'all what happened. But he keeps saying it's money and it's not money. So let them keep saying it's money. That's not it. All these players are sticking together and left together. That's what happened. It's not the money. You think Arizona State paid Omarion groundbreaking money? He was making money at Colorado. Guys, these players was riding around in G-Wagons. Look at the cars they were driving. They were making money in Colorado. I mean, that's not saying, I mean, anybody can get a car, but they were doing okay. They weren't downtrodden at all. So I don't agree with he keeps saying it's the money. It's not the money. Yeah, they were living a life in Boulder. I know for a fact because they looking at my nephew. They don't realize it. They don't realize that's my nephew. They don't realize it though. Okay, he may go on a visit. He may or may not. I'm not sure yet. And I don't even have to be there to have a influence on this. I don't have to be there. But they're not going to treat my nephew how they treated some of these kids. They're not doing that. So, I mean, according to his mother, she wants him to go to Penn State, but that's not happening. He's not going to Penn State. It's not where he's likely going to end up. It's probably going to be LSU, Miami, or Alabama. That's the top 3 teams that's recruiting him right now. When I tell you he's the size of Shannon Sharp, he's the size of Shannon Sharp. I'm not lying to you. I don't know what the hell she fed him. I knew he was going to be big when he was about 8 years old. And I said, yo, this kid is going to be big. Because he was playing football then, right? But he was playing football because he was the biggest kid on the team. He was tall. He was like taller than every other kid. And he was like, yeah, he's the size of Shannon Sharp already. You know, like how Myles Garrett was out of high school? That's how he is. You know how, just go look at Myles Garrett in high school. That's how he is. I'm not telling you what position because you'll figure it out. Jordan, Noah, but you won't figure it out. I'm not going to tell you who it is. But what happened was he used to be a pudgy kid. He used to be really pudgy. And when he was playing Pop Warner, the parents, I remember one time we was at the game. I was just chilling there. She said, I need you to come with me. This parent was like, we need to see his birth certificate. And I was like, okay, we're going to show you his birth certificate, but let me see your kid birth certificate. And she said, well, why? My kid is small. I said, no, let's see it. I bet you your son is older than him. He's the youngest on the team. And she said, really? She said, when was he born? She said, oh my God, he's the youngest on the team? Yeah. He wasn't supposed to play in y'all league this year, but they let him play because of his size. But he's the youngest on the team. He's a baby. She said, how big is he going to be? I told her, I said, he's going to be bigger than me, way bigger than me. And she was like, well, his uncles are not taller than you. I said, no. He's going to be way bigger than everybody. I don't know where he's getting his size from. He probably got it from his grandfather. His grandfather is 6'5". That's where he got it from. Because he looks like his grandfather. But the funny thing about this is this kid got muscles, everything, but he acts like a kid still. That's the funny part. He rides skateboards. He played video games. And he's not thinking about money. But all these teams want him. They've been recruiting him since he was in middle school. They've been watching him since he was in middle school. And it was starting to get annoying for her because random people would be at the games watching him. And just like she said these people were watching with binoculars. She said it was very uncomfortable. They wouldn't even say nothing to her. It was very uncomfortable. But then when he got to his sophomore season, guys, I don't know what happened. He just blew the fuck up. He started lifting weights at that point. He just blew up. The baby fat went away. And I remember one game because I went and we were just chilling. I said, damn, he didn't score yet. She said they don't want to embarrass the other team. That's why he's not scoring. So then he came up to her after halftime. He said, they're going to let me score twice because we don't want to embarrass the team. I'm about to go score right now. He said, watch this. He went out there and scored. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to the. She want him to go to Penn. I said he's not unlikely. He's going to Penn State. He's not. His friend is at Alabama. One of his best friends. He's at Alabama now. So I said he probably will either try to follow him there. And I know Miami is recruiting him. And I would rather for him to go to Miami because of Jason Taylor. I would rather for him to go there. She didn't even know Jason Taylor was coaching there. She was like, he's coaching there? I said, yeah. So Colorado was with that last, whatever his name is, he reached out. But he knows about Colorado because I report on him. So he knows about prime time. He knows the history of it because we old school. So he knows. Yeah, it's like a once in a lifetime chance to play for him. So, but I don't know. Like I know another friend of mine, his son just transferred to UCLA. He went to Virginia Tech and he transferred to UCLA now. He played with Tafiq. Tafiq knows him. They went to the same high school. So when Neely say that we don't know some of these kids, he don't know that they might be recruiting a family member of mine. He doesn't know that. I'm not going to say it because I don't have to be there for my presence to be known. I don't have to be there. Ultimately, it's up to the child though. It's up to him where he want to go. That's what I told him. It's up to him. He said, "Well, I don't know where to go. I don't know." I'm like, "It's up to you, son. It's up to you. You're going to have to make the decision." Or his mother might make it for him. I think ultimately she might do it because that's what he wants to happen. He's not, and also he's not having a press conference, where they show the hats on where he's going. He's not doing that. But wherever he goes, he will graduate in 2 years because he's in that AP program where you graduate with your associates. So he'll be done college in 2 years academically, and then he wants to get his master's in chemistry. So that's so wherever he goes has to have a good chemistry program. That's for sure. So yeah, man, it's like I'm starting to learn the whole process because he's going through it. It's cutthroat, guys, because they're already talking bad about other schools. That happens because they say to you, well, who else is contacting you? If they say Colorado, they automatically talk bad, automatically. So I don't believe in that. I believe in, let's say if he wanted to go to Colorado, then there ain't nothing I can do about it. It ain't nothing. But if he started experiencing what I've heard, then I'm gonna say something. But nowhere is perfect. That's what the players got to understand. You're gonna go through drama wherever you go, but nothing stops you watching film. Nothing stops that. You have to keep watching film, putting the work in, and that sets you up to go somewhere else if you need to. You won't stay stuck in the portal, okay? Because you're putting the work in and different things like that. Now, with Jordan Seaton, something happened for him to hit that portal how he did. They're not gonna say it though. Now, one of the thing I'm not gonna get into what it was because I wasn't there. And he's not talking about it if you notice. So if he's not talking about it, I don't think nobody else should talk about it on why he's not there. Because he's leaving quietly. You know what I mean? He's not saying anything. And then somebody said, well, he needs to be careful on how he's leaving. I can't believe Josh Pate said something. I can't believe that. Because the way he was talking down with Colorado all these years and he didn't understand why Jordan Seaton went there, I don't understand why he talking. He must be an NPC. I don't understand why he's talking right now. But people are saying he need to be careful because NFL teams are watching how he's not saying anything. Jordan is not saying anything. It's Neely and them that's talking. He's not saying anything. Only thing he said was to Michael Irvin, meet me up there. And then he was like, oh shit, such and such staying in college. You could take it how you want. He's not saying anything. It's just the people that's covering this, they making it out to be more than what it is. Only thing he's doing is going to somewhere else. That's all he's doing. Listen, there's no loyalty in football. Ask the coaches. The coaches move around all the time. How many coaches left Colorado, guys, since Coach Prime got there? It's been musical chairs with the coaches ever since. They don't even have the same strength and conditioning coach. These coaches move on. So if the players move on, it's no big deal. It's a big deal because it's Jordan Seaton, because of y'all marketing dollars. It's the marketing shit. That's why. That's the equivalent to losing Travis Hunter, what they lost with Jordan Seaton, because of the marketing. He looks good to the fans. He's a fan. The fans like Jordan Seaton. It's like he's a big name. Yeah, they on the third R&B. I mean, I said R&B coach. They on the third running back coach. Look, Marshall Faulk was only there for 1 year. Not 1 year. He was only there for 12 games. The coach is playing musical chairs. You said you haven't anything negative from CP. He's not saying anything. It's his representative that's doing it. He's sitting there quoting scriptures, while his representative is sitting there spilling the beans, making it look bad. Let me just say this to you guys. There's 3 sides to every story. You didn't hear Jordan Seaton's side yet. And you didn't hear it's their side, Jordan Seaton's side, and the truth. Remember that. You'll be a fool to listen to one side. You got to listen to all 3 sides. Yeah, 3 sides. Stop saying it's the money. Stop talking about the money. Because if they start to talk, and then you're gonna be, I'm not even gonna get into it, but what I'm saying is this: you guys are rebuilding. Just rebuild, man. If he left, I know it's bad that he left. That was bad. That's like losing Travis Hunter, man. As far as the name is concerned, he is the biggest name in college football, just about. Jordan Seaton, and it's not because of y'all, because that's what they're saying. Because of it, no, it's not. He was the biggest name going out of high school. What are you talking about? He was a 5-star. He was a 5-star at IMG Academy before he came to Colorado. He was already a big name. Okay? Travis was already a big name before he got there. Before he got to Jackson State. Okay? But the fact that y'all can't keep him, y'all ain't gonna keep no 5-stars, yo. That's just the bottom line, yo. It's just the bottom line. If you can't pay him, you can't pay nobody. You're just gonna keep getting people on the low and hope for the best. But the foundation is, y'all don't have a foundation. You got to rebuild it. So that's what it is. They got to rebuild the foundation. I don't care how they slice it and dice it. If they can't win 7+ games like the person just said, it's a failure. You got to win 7+. You got to win. I know people say they don't got to win. Yeah, they don't have to win 7+. I would understand if they didn't. If they don't win 7+ games, I understand, but the fans ain't going to understand. I understand. How this thing works. And the coaching has to get better. The reason why I say that, because y'all shouldn't leave 3 timeouts on the table. Y'all shouldn't leave 3 timeouts on the table. You guys got outcoached. You got outcoached at Georgia Tech. Y'all could have beat Georgia Tech, but y'all got outcoached. Georgia Tech didn't even play that well. Even though Haynes King ran for a century, they still didn't play that well. Because it was very competitive. Did you know something, guys? Their defense stepped up that game, even though Haynes King ran for a lot. They had a lot of big plays, but the defense couldn't stay. They couldn't rest. As soon as they get off the field, they had to get back on the field, and then the quarterback threw that interception. If you go look at the highlights from the Georgia Tech game, you're gonna see why they lost that game. I would have pulled the quarterback during that game. Something was wrong with him, because He pulled him to the side on the sidelines, right? He said something to him, and then the kid walked off, and then coach looked at him, and he grabbed him again. He said, "You hear me?" Like, blah, 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 blah. And he just, looking like a deer in headlights. I would have took him out of the game then. Um, yeah, I know the audio went out because I'm cooking. Every time I do it, it goes out. I'm telling you. I know you heard buzzing because there's a buzz going on. I tell you, let me stop. Let me stop. Yeah, what I was saying was the coaches lost that Georgia Tech game because they had a drive going down at the end. They would not call timeout. I forget. I don't know if it was the Georgia Tech game. They wouldn't call timeout, and the announcers were saying it. Why are y'all taking a long time to set up the play? Coaches gave up, man. They lost that game, and then they gonna sit there and chew the players out at the end of the game. They lost that, bro. They come on, man. They got out coached. Nobody told Coach Prime he had 3 timeouts. I guess one of the coaches should have told him that. They should have told him he had 3 timeouts left. And then I remember this one game where he blasted the defensive coordinator, right? And the coordinator just turned his back on him. I had this look on his face. Yeah, the season was over, bro. It was over. But now they start with a clean slate, right? Nothing is perfect. They can fix everything, right? So as long as they fix that aspect of it, they should be fine. But Brendan Marion gonna be the scapegoat, especially if they start losing. They gonna be pointing at him. Watch how y'all quickly turn on them if they start losing. Oh, he garbage. What the fuck is the go-go offense? Watch. Watch. He got a lot of pressure on him. Yeah, it was the 2 minute. No, it was the 2 minute thing. The 2 minute drive they had, they messed it up. The coaches wouldn't call timeout. They had 3 left. Now, so here's the thing. Sometimes the coach will forget, but he has to have somebody next to him to remind him that he got timeouts. Because so much is going on throughout the game that he could lose track of that. He could lose track of that or whatever. So he needs an assistant that's next to him to let him know. Like, look, we got 2 minutes left, coach. We got 3 minutes. We got 3 timeouts left. We're in good shape. If he can't get out of bounds, call a timeout because we at the 50-yard line. No, they didn't play the 2-minute drill. They weren't prepared. It's the coaching. They weren't prepared. The kids weren't prepared. They were not. That's why coach said, blame it on me. That's why he said that. I'm only repeating everything that I've seen on video and what Coach Prime said. It was the coaching. And then also, they may not have done a good job preparing. So, but that's something that they can correct. That's just something they brought in a new offensive coordinator. Now, what people are telling me is it wasn't even the coordinator's fault. That's what people are telling me. They said he wanted to do something else, but coach wanted to do it a different way. And he didn't have the balls to tell him no. So they saying it wasn't even the coordinator's fault. Now, my thing is, it is the coordinator's fault because he should have overridden what coach said. Like, no, coach, I was in the NFL. I know what the fuck I'm doing. We need to do it like this. You know what I'm saying? But if he didn't stand on it like that, it's his fault. I see it differently. You know what I'm saying? I see it differently. You got to have coaches there that stand on it. Like, look, coach, we need to do it like this. This even starts in practice. If he feels as though a practice should go a certain way, he need to tell him that. Because I see how coach run his practice. He like, we're going to do it this way, and this way. But how do we know they preparing correctly? And they not telling them about itself. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they get that fixed. But it was definitely the coaching for that Georgia Tech game. I went back and looked at all the highlights of the games. A lot of those games they could have won, but they got out coached. Especially that with Arizona State, they got out coached. Utah, they got out coached. You just could go back and look at it. Even in that BYU game, back when in the bowl game, they got out coached at that BYU game. That was a coaching situation. They definitely got out coached. Like BYU, they changed their approach on Colorado. And that's what they did. They were able to change their approach. Even that game that they got belt the ass put to them last season, they were just outclassed. They were outcoached. And then also, I think the players gave up too. But everybody gave up. That's not even a Power 5 team. That team doesn't belong to be in a Power 4. The way they were playing. But I'm just being real. It's just they got to correct that. It's the coaching they had to. So maybe they correct it with Brendan Marion. We'll see. But he definitely got a lot of pressure on him though, because I know people will turn on him. See, right now, everything is hyping up right now. That's how it always was. Oh, we got this player coming in. Oh, we got this player. We got this player. Okay. That's what y'all said last year. Oh, we got this one coming. We got this one, this and that, and this one, this. Look at it. That all fell apart. All fell apart. So this year, but last year they did improve the offensive line. They did. But this year, do they have a replacement for Chidozie? That's my question. They appear to having a replacement because the kid that they bringing in, I think he's gonna be all right. The one from Houston, they got a kid from Houston. I think he's offensive lineman. Matter of fact, the one that Chidozie was bigging up. I think that the one from Houston, I think he's offensive lineman. But they definitely got the offensive line straight, with or without Jordan Seaton. It would have been even better if Jordan Seaton was on the team, but they'll be okay. Yeah, the center from Houston. That's right. So they replaced what's his name. So I think he's not coming back. Then that means he couldn't get his waiver. So he might as well try to go to the NFL anyway. He might as well just put his hat out there. Shout out to Alejandro Mata. He put his hat in the NFL. He officially said that he's entering the NFL draft. So I wish Mata well, because you know who Mata remind me of, Ryan? He remind me of Martin Gramatica. That's who he reminds me of. Martin came out of college the same way. He looked the same way and he kicked the same way. And he went on to play in the NFL for 15 plus years. Martin Gramatica. He reminds me, they're like the spitting image, the way they kick. The spitting image. You know how he kicks and people think he can't kick 50 yards? That's how they were saying about Martin Gramatica. Here's what makes Mata special. He has an upside to him. You know why? He used to play Brazilian soccer in Brazil. So he's not scared of shit. If you could play soccer in Brazil, you're not scared of nobody. You said the level of disrespect that these players and YouTubers have for Coach Prime is disheartening. Most games they lost were close. Some players, like the quarterback, mishandled the game. Please stop blaming Coach. Deborah, Coach said blame him. If you think I disrespected Coach, then you think I'm disrespecting. Everybody can sit here and know I'm not disrespecting him. Why are you saying that? Like, who sent you? Now, hold on 1 second. Now we're just going to stay on you for a second. My question to you is, who sent you? I didn't disrespect Coach one time. So who sent you? He the one said blame him. He said that. He said don't blame the coordinators, don't blame nobody, but blame him. He said that. So who sent you? See, I don't have to show up with what do you call it? With a fake account. I will show up to their chat with Buff Nations Daily if I wanted to, but I unsubscribe to all of them. See, that's what I do. If I don't like hearing them, I will unsubscribe, or I will tune in sometime because somebody will send me a clip. See, now you're not talking no more. So that's why I know somebody sent you. You just said that just to say it on here, even though I'm about to block you in a second. So that ain't going to get out. Okay? You said some players, like the quarterback, mishandled the game. Please. Okay, so if the quarterback mishandled the game, how come coach didn't bench him? So it's the coach's fault. See, but you don't know football to come at me. If the quarterback mishandled the game, it's the coach's fault for not benching him. No, don't start talking about the life-threatening sickness. That's how y'all deflect. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what you just said, that he's being disrespected. And I'm telling you I didn't disrespect him. So no, let's not deflect here about the illness. Let's not do that. Okay? Let's not do that. You saying that he's being disrespected right now. I have not disrespected him in this chat. I want to know who sent you. Right. I was just talking about Mata, and here she come. Soccer players can kick for real, and he's not nervous about nothing. That's why he had the demeanor he had. He played in Brazil. And also, did you know that he was coached by Morton Anderson? The great Saints kicker, Morton Anderson. He coached Mata. So Mata does have a pathway into the NFL. A lot of people don't know it. When he came out of high school, he was considered a 5-star kicker. But you know that star went down when he went to Jackson State. You know how they do. So Deborah, my question, why would you say that? Were you talking about me? I'm not if you think because I'm saying something you don't like, don't take that as me disrespecting coach. I'm not disrespecting them. I said they were out coached. That's not disrespect. Even he said it. They were out coached. They were outclassed. So if you taking that as disrespect, then somebody sent you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put you in timeout for 24 hours. But you can go back. Don't come back here. Please don't come back here, please. Ain't nobody disrespecting coach. It has nothing to do with his sickness. And see, they keep bringing it up, Ryan, to deflect because I'm cooking them. That's why. I am cooking his YouTubers. I'm cooking them. That's why. They cannot sit up here and tell me I'm wrong. They got out coached. That's what happened. They got out coached. That's why they lost some close games. They got out coached. They should have been benched the quarterback. I understand if you paid the quarterback all this money, but you wasted it. So just bench him, please. They didn't do that. You say your son started with soccer and moved on to boxing and now play AAU back. You know why he's successful? Because he has good footwork. He's a soccer player. The same way with Hakeem Olajuwon. That's why Olajuwon had good footwork. Not only did he practice ballet, but he was a soccer player. Yeah, my nation is Brazil, by the way, and my nation for the women is the United States, but for the men's team, I follow Brazil. You said if Colorado had better coaches, they would have easily went 8-4. They got out coached, and the players saw that. The players knew they weren't getting good coaching. Guys, I'm telling you, a lot of these players, see, that's why they send people my way, because they don't want me saying this, because it's bad publicity. But what they gotta understand, not everybody here listen to me. Not everybody do. But they get triggers. Listen, the players are leaving is because of the coaching. They felt like they weren't getting good coaching. That's why they're leaving. They're leaving because of the experience as well, because it was toxic there. See, they can't say it, but I can say it. Now, like I said, every environment is not perfect. They can fix that. Yeah, it's the same thing in the NFL. It's going to be toxic, especially in the NFL. You know the locker room going to be toxic. You're not going to have no friends in the locker room. Okay? And I'm not sitting up here just putting conspiracy theories out here. Some people do that. Like this lady said, she's trying to make it seem like that the quarterback from the Browns had Shador robbed. She said that. Ain't y'all ain't saying nothing to her. Why you coming to me saying I'm disrespecting coach? That's more so disrespect sitting up there lying. That's disrespect. She tried to say Dylan Gabriel had Shador robbed, yo. She said that right on her YouTube channel. And you saying I'm disrespecting coach. Yeah, you ain't gonna say nothing like that. You ain't gonna say like that she disrespected. That's disrespect. He ain't had that man robbed, man. Listen, players been getting robbed since I was a little kid. Even Biggie made a song about it. And that really did happen. Biggie really did. He really was in it was what's his name? It was Anthony Mason. That song that he made, that was about Anthony Mason. Um, but he didn't tell you the full story though. He didn't tell you how he ran up out that damn house because Anthony had a gun too. He went and got it. But everybody that's from my neighborhood that used to be at the Peppermint Lounge, we all know the story because he went to the Peppermint Lounge that night and told it. So if you from the New Jersey area, you know what the Peppermint Lounge is. Anthony Mason used to hang around there all the time. That's how I know the story. Yeah, Max, several players getting robbed. Right. And the thing is, not only that, oh, you talking about the UCLA game? Yeah, people get robbed all the time, especially the athletes. They get home break-ins. Joe Burrow got robbed. The other player, Myles Garrett, got robbed. Like that. No, it ain't really. Look, it's all they need. It could have been somebody that was helping Shador move in his house that gave the drop on him. It could have been one of the movers that were moving the furniture and they saw that was Shador's house and they put the drop on him then. Because for sure, his address wasn't out there. It wasn't. The Joe Burrow got robbed. Myles Garrett and a few others. A lot of NBA players get robbed too when they on the road game. So this is not out of ordinary, but to say that Dylan Gabriel had him robbed, that's crazy. But see, people like to hear that, but when I'm talking real, now I'm a hater. But that's it. I ain't worried about it. That's just what it is. I'm gonna still just speak how I see the truth is. That's all. That's it. People gonna be mad at you regardless of what you say. It don't matter. But now that Jordan Seaton, they can get 3 or 4 players for him. I feel you, but let's see if y'all win though. Y'all gonna have to win. You can't have a season like this. They can't. No more. No more. They can't. Even though it's no big deal to me, but like 7+ games is good, I think. See, they're looking at this like, damn, he going into his 4th year now. What's up? But see, I'm not looking at it like that. He lost Travis in them. It takes a long time to recoup those losses of players. But yeah, people saying it's the 4th year, they want to see what's up. And I'm like, I'm not expecting a Big 12 title. I'm not. I'm not expecting them to get in the playoffs. A bowl game, yeah. A bowl game it sounds about right. So yeah, it takes at least 2 to 3 years. But see, with Shador, the robbers, they weren't professional robbers anyway. I mean, they were looking at some of the video like, okay, he got this and this in his house. He's a prime target to go rob. That's how they were looking at it. Like, yeah, we're going to go get him, right? But it didn't work out that way. They got caught. Let's hear what Neely's saying.
If you're a non-CFP staff, you already know who's gone, what you need, and what you can pay. But CFP staffs, they recruiting with one eye on the trophy and one eye on the portal clock. That's why visits get pushed, offers stay warm, and NIL numbers stay fluid. Nobody wants to overpay on January 10th just to lose a starter on January 23rd. So let me land this plane on this topic because there's spring practice implications. Players who enter by January 16th, most teams, and players who enter January 24th, those in the title teams, can enroll early enough to go through spring brawl, learn the playbook, compete day one. But if you miss that window, you might still transfer, but you're showing up late to the cookout and asking, hey man, what's on the grill? So when folks say the portal closed, ask them for who and what time zone. Because in this era, deadlines decide destinies, clocks beat loyalty, and CFP teams, they live 5 days longer and 5 days more dangerous. Now let's talk about the part that folks don't want to say out loud. Why money plus Coach Prime is a problem for the rest of the sport. When Jordan Seaton hit the portal, everybody rushed to talk about depth charts, ripples, what went wrong. Nah, fam, I'm here to talk about what just got freed up. Almighty dollar, money. Because in today's college football economy, every scholarship has a dollar sign attached to it, especially at premium positions. And offensive line, that ain't bargain bin shopping. When Seaton exits, Colorado doesn't just lose a body, they regain NIL allocation.
I don't know if it's me, but I'm having a hard time understanding him. I'm listening to him, but I'm like, I don't know. Let's listen to him.
Collective leverage, roster flexibility. The translation, there's now cash back on the table. And we ain't talking a couple $100 cash. We're talking real portal money, the kind that can upgrade a position, add competition, or even flip a late portal target who was leaning somewhere else. This ain't emotional. This is cap management, college football style. And Coach Prime with money is different.
Okay, if Coach Prime is money, if he with money, he's different. How come they won 3 games last year? If he's so damn different. Now you could take that as disrespect, but I'm taking it as reality. If he's so different with money, what happened last year? He spent money on a quarterback. He spent money on a defensive lineman. He is different when it comes to money. But how different are you talking here? Because he only won 3 games, sir. See, y'all ain't trying to hype this up no more, yo. Yeah, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid this year, brother. Y'all gonna have to show and prove this time. Y'all gonna have to show and prove, baby. Because the thing is, the top players in the portal, you're gonna have to pay them. So you just lost the top player in the portal. If you get one, you're gonna have to give him what you would have gave Jordan anyway. Oh my God, why is this dude is off the hook, yo?
Because here's where it gets dangerous. Because Deion Sanders with money is not the same as everybody else with money. Most coaches spend scared, recruit conservative, and overpay to feel safe. Prime, our dog Prime, he spends with vision.
So he said, with this Coach Prime, he spins with vision. Bro, you tell that to the Indiana coach, man. You tell that he's different with money. Apparently the Indiana coach, they calling him a demon. They saying that his play calling and his setup is so bad, he's on demon time. That's what they're saying. He's like a demon of college football. So he's different with money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Like, look, maybe he's trying to get I understand if he's trying. I'm not trying to clown Neely because Neely, I like his content. And Neely is not afraid of the funk. He will get back at you. He will, and he's doing it now. He will get back at you. Make no mistakes about it, right? So he's saying he is different when it comes to money. No, that Indiana coach is a demon when it comes to money. Demon. I don't know what they probably going to accuse him of cheating eventually. That's what they trying to say that now. The Indiana coach, because his players are so old. They trying to accuse him of cheating. Because they saying it don't smell right. But the way he embarrassed Oregon, yeah, he's on demon time. Because even the Oregon coach said he ready to go home during the game. Or did he say that to Mario Cristobal? Was it Mario Cristobal? He's another demon. Another one. But like he said, he different when it comes. See, they trying to hype this thing. And bro, y'all listen, y'all need to put me in the portal. Let me come hype y'all, yo, because I'll do a better job if y'all need me to hype y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're doing a bad job, Neil. But let's continue.
He don't ask who's available. He asks who fits. And that's a big difference. You're not just out there buying depth, you're buying impact. Coach Prime doesn't hoard talent, he targets. That's position leverage, culture fits, eyes wide open competitors. That freed up NIL.
It's definitely not culture fit because your own coach said it himself. What is culture? Coach Prime said that. He was knocking. He said, what is culture? What you mean culture? So it's definitely not culture fits because he don't believe in culture. He said it. Like, what is culture? I can go to the interview when he said that. Like, what is culture? No, it ain't the culture. But I get it. They trying to build this thing up. They're trying to soup it up for next season. Like, yo, we got the team now. We got the team. You might have the team, but I just don't know what he's talking about. But let's continue.
Could turn into a veteran O lineman who's already started, say, 25, 30 games, could flip into two rotational pieces instead of one big ticket name, could be held until after the CFP chaos when desperate teams start leaking starters. That's why other staff stay nervous because Prime is patient. And
Stop. I'm confused. Like, I don't understand what he's saying. You said Miami about to get embarrassed at home in front of alumni. Yeah, because that Indiana coach is on demon time. He is. And he don't mind embarrassing you. He didn't have to keep throwing that ball. He could have ran the ball. He kept throwing it. And he's definitely on demon time, yo. Definitely is. And shout out to Khalil Benson because apparently Colorado thought he wasn't good enough. Apparently y'all didn't. I'm never letting y'all forget this one. Y'all let Khalil Benson go. Nearly, if he had vision, why he let Khalil Benson go, man? Khalil Benson is starting in the playoff game in the national title game, blocking for the Heisman Trophy winner at right tackle, and you guys let him go. I don't even want to talk about Colton Hood. He's on his way in the first round of the draft. I don't even want to talk about that. But he said he's different. The vision with money. I get it. See, I was drinking the Kool-Aid the first year. Yeah, Isaiah Jordan going to the NFL too. They let him go because they thought he was garbage. They thought Hill Green was good. They thought these kids didn't matter. But I don't want to talk about that. We're in the present right now. Okay, so listen, he's the visionary. He got this and that. Okay, that's fine. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid no more. I'm not dissing coach, but I was drinking the Kool-Aid the first. I was drinking the Kool-Aid, especially the first year. We coming, baby. We coming. And then the second year, we're here. We're here now. But actually, that was a good year to drink the Kool-Aid because they got a Heisman Trophy win out the deal. That was a very celebrated season. Guys, they beat a lot of teams that year. But you got to understand, they had Hood on the team. Oh, yes, they did have Colton Hood on the team. He was playing opposite of Travis. They had Silman Craig on the team. They had Shiloh on the team. They had Hill Green on the team. Did you know that? And Levante Bentley. Okay? And if Jess is around, and they had Shane Coates. Where's Jess at? They had Shane Coates. They had Shadozy. They had Jimmy Horn. They had Will Shepard. They had LeJontay Wester. Come on, man. Come on, man. They had the team, bro. They had the team, bro. They had the team that year. So I get it. He can find talent. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. But can he keep it, though? No, he can't keep it because they don't want to pay. Coach, you got your money. You need to start paying this money because you got your money. Your kid, you weren't cheat with your kids. Shador got his money. He got his money. You ain't say nothing about that. Shiloh got his money. Travis got his. So you got to start paying other people. Stop. Don't be cheap when it comes to other people's kids now, because you weren't cheap when it came to yours. Okay, and that's 100. I don't give a damn what Neely's saying. Y'all need. You know what you need, Coach? You need somebody around you to keep it 100 with you and stop kissing your ass. That's what you need. Because now you feel like your shit don't stink. And I'm telling you, your shit stinks from y'all. Y'all went 3 and only won 3 games last year. Your shit stinks. Okay? And you got a bunch of yes men around you. And they not telling you. Okay? You are in trouble. If you don't sit there and go 3-0 or 4-0, listen, these vultures that's called the media, they're coming for you. They're gonna start calling for you to quit. That's what they're doing. You know the pressure's on. They're gonna start calling for you to quit. They're gonna say you're not cut out for this. They're going to say you're not cut out for this, man. That's what they're going to start saying. Okay? They're going to say you're not cut out for this. You never won a bowl game. Nothing. They're going to start saying it. They really going to come for Coach this year. They really are. Because even some of, Chad, they used to play, what's his name? Chad Brown? Or what's the linebacker that used to play for CU that went to the Bears? He do not like Coach whatsoever. They don't like you. You already know 0 to 60 don't like you. The alumni don't like you. You know what I'm saying? So they really going to come for you now. They going to come for you. And I'm just preparing everybody. They're coming for him now. Now, what will cure that is you start winning. Because ain't nobody want to hear the hype no more. You ain't won a bowl game yet. That's what people are saying. What's all the hype? Yeah, you a veteran, but you ain't win a bowl game. Nothing. That's what they're saying. So you need somebody up there to keep it real with you, man. Yo, listen, man. Y'all need to spend this money. Y'all should have kept Tafiq. Because he was one of the people on that team that actually gave a damn. Remember when Bucky came with his camera and said that people in the locker room like celebrating, nobody's sad except for Juju was crying? Well, Tafiq gave a damn too because I saw that game. He was still playing even though y'all was losing. I don't care what Neely's saying. They coming for you this year. They most certainly is. They coming for you, man. And it's not going to be pretty. And what could save that, guys? 7-0, 7+ games. That will cure it. But they have a lot of pressure on them right now because these players got to come in, learn a new playbook. It's doable. Like I said, it's doable, but we'll see. We definitely will see, man. But I'm not hyping this up like they about to go out here and take the Big 12, man, because I'm not sure. I'm not betting on it. Actually, I would bet on it because that's a lot of money. Because if I bet on them to be on the top of the Big 12, that could be a lot of money at the end of the year. Because nobody's betting. I think I might have to do that. They don't want to pay Seaton because they making it seem like it's Seaton's fault now. That's the way they're making it. The coach is being silent while people are attacking this kid. And I don't agree with that. Because you weren't attacking him when he came to that school. You weren't attacking him then. Everything was all good when he was playing with y'all, but then all of a sudden he want to go elevate his career. Now all of a sudden, ain't nobody saying nothing. He has to leave. He had to leave to go elevate his career, man, because you guys wasn't even double blocking last year. You weren't doing no complex of schemes with the offensive line. Nothing. It was just basic. He has to leave because people saying that he can't run block. That's what the fans are saying. He can't run block. Yes, he can. He just got to go somewhere where he can do that. You know what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong. They say, you know what they're saying? You know what the Kool-Aid drinkers are saying? The go-go defense don't need no good offensive lineman. That's what they're saying. That's how they're justifying him leaving. Bullshit. Let's continue.
Patience with money. Oh, that's lethal. And here's why the portal still ain't done for Colorado. Let me say this slow because I love talking to the people in the back. Colorado is not finished shopping. They're waiting for the right aisle. Portal windows close on paper, but movement continues in reality. And when a CFP team loses a lineman late, when a starter realizes he ain't starting next year, when an agent whispers Colorado still has room, that's when prime strikes. So people think losing a player is always a setback. But in this era, it's reallocation.
No, it's a setback. It's a setback because when Chidozie ran entered the draft, you guys didn't replace Chidozie. It was a setback. You guys didn't replace Colton Hood. It was a setback. You guys didn't replace Travis Hunter. It's a setback. You guys didn't replace Shador. It's a setback. You guys did not replace Shador's production. It was a setback. Okay? And you haven't replaced Shador yet because this kid is not the clear starter. He should be, but you guys don't feel that way. Okay? You have not replaced Chidozie. So this is a setback for Jordan leaving. You're not replacing Jordan. I'm sorry. Y'all not replacing him, yo. Now, are y'all going to get somebody that's good? Yeah. Okay, yeah. You're going to get a left tackle that want to come make a name for himself, right? But once he make a name for himself, you guys act like y'all don't want to pay. So he going to go to another team at the end of the season. This is a transient team. So basically what's going to happen is they're going to get some guys. They got good players on the team. Boo is only going to be there for 1 year because he's going to the NFL. All he had to do is show out this year and he'll be gone. Okay? If they get some stars on that offensive line that kill it, they're going to go to another team and make more money because they're not going to be able to keep them and pay what their market value is worth based on their stats. But see, honestly, I see what they're saying. It's a complete roster overhaul. Okay, but let's see if they can at least replace Chidozie because y'all haven't replaced him yet. You didn't replace him last year. You did not. In fact, Chidozie, the one came in and said the team is soft. He said it. Y'all soft. So miss me with replacing Chidozie. They didn't replace Chidozie. Now, somebody told me, no, Max, Gabriel Lightfoot was good. They did replace him, but he got hurt. So, okay, I'm okay with that. So they may have replaced Chidozie, but Gabriel Lightfoot he had an unfortunate injury. He had a knee injury. So they may have replaced Chidozie. They did. They may have. But we would never know because now Gabriel Lightfoot hit the portal. And now they're trying to say, well, people going to be stuck in the portal. This and that. None of them Colorado kids stuck in the portal. None of them. Staub's still trying to figure out. Look, Staub trying to figure out what big team he going to. God damn, Staub. LSU? Guys, now he got an interview with LSU. Let me stop for a second. Do that make sense to you? Guys, do that make sense? How is he going to LSU? Guys, this guy is trying to decide between Ohio State, LSU, and he might as well go to Bama next. He might as well. That's Martin Luther Staub. Guys, what is going on? He's trying to figure out. Listen, if he got an interview at LSU, he might be the starter for Colorado. They see Colorado messing up, yo. How you let Martin Luther Staub go and he got an interview with LSU now? Staub is on a world tour. You said Starbucks is a backup. Yeah, but he about to go get paid. He gonna be a good paid backup. Yeah, I'm always for the faithful players. But he don't reward his faithful players. He just told Rock to just go bye Rock. Go hit the portal, bitch. Bye. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. So no, he doesn't reward the faithful players. He does not. How you gonna let Rock go, man? And Rock wasn't stuck in the portal, was he? He went to a reputable school. He was not stuck in the portal. No, he was not. Okay, Rock should be starting for that team. He should. He should be the center. They going out recruiting a center, and they got Rock there, squatting as much as squatting 1,000 pounds, and they gonna sit here and let him hit the portal. Man, they can miss me with that. Okay, you didn't have to pay Rock groundbreaking money. You had a player right there. You have a quality player right there, and y'all let him hit the portal. Okay, he's squatting over 1,000 pounds. All they gotta do is move him to center. And they got the center position fixed. They don't care about nobody. They ain't nobody loyal. They don't care about that.
Jordan Seaton leaving didn't weaken Colorado. It unlocked options. And I'll tell you right now, Coach Prime with belief is dangerous. Coach Prime with momentum is scary. Coach Prime with money and patience, dog, that's how you change a roster in silence while everybody else is tweeting through panic. And that's why I keep telling y'all, this ain't old college football. Players move, money moves, windows open, and slam shut at 11:59 Eastern. Losing Jordan Seaton, yeah, that's a blow, but it's not a death sentence because impact can be replaced, experience can be purchased, and flexibility, that's currency. Coach Prime isn't scrambling, he's allocating and reallocating. And when Deion Sanders has time, patience, and money that just came back into the system, that's when rosters get reshaped quietly while everybody else is yelling on social media. Remember this: stars don't win January, systems win September. See, we don't react on the morning wood. We read the market, we read the calendar, and we read the game. Hey, so if you're rocking with real content, hit that like, hit that subscribe, tell a friend who still thinks loyalty beats deadlines. Maybe we'll be back the same time tomorrow. You know, wood ain't always dependable, but same seed Prime isn't scrambling, he's allocating and reallocating. And when Deion Sanders has time, patience, and money that just came back into the system, that's when rosters get reshaped quietly while everybody else is yelling on social media. Remember this: stars don't win January, systems win September.
Wait a minute. Stars don't win in January, systems win in September. I get it. Let me see. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I'm on a short bus. I don't get it. Hold on. Let me listen to it again. He's saying something so deep, it's going over my head. Hold on, listen.
While everybody else is yelling on social media, remember this: stars don't win January, systems win September. See, we don't react on the morning wood. We read the market, we read the calendar.
Damn, he called his show The Morning Wood. Pause. The Morning Wood. All right. And that should tell you enough right there. The Morning Wood. You got morning. Let me name my show The Morning Wood because I wake up with Morning Wood. God, Lord have mercy, boy. I tell you, boy, I ain't gonna get petty. Seaton is a star. They not building no system. They not. They not. Man, it's this bad, yo. Yo, coach, I'll hit the portal. I'll be your spokesperson. Coach, I'll be your spokesperson, man. I'll be your spokesperson. But nah, let me stop playing. Shout out to Neely. He said, stars don't win in January. Systems are built in September. That's the morning wood. It's the morning wood. Woo! It's the morning wood. Shout out to Neely, man. Yeah, Jordan will be missed. We miss Jordan. But, he going on to do his thing. I'll still keep up with him and watch his stats and stuff. But the other guy, what's the guy? Locked on Buff. He said what he did was absolutely disgusting. It's so reprehensible. It's just absolutely disgusting. He used they said that he told the media team to make him a video, and then he used that video to say that he leaving. He just was. That's absolutely disgusting. And then Matt said the reason why he leaving is because of development. He's not getting developed correctly. They're not scheming the way they're supposed to for somebody like him. They said they're not maximizing his ability, so he has to leave. He don't like how he did it, but he said he has to leave. He had no other choice. Because we're looking at 30 to $40 million here. Because if he get drafted in the top 5, he getting at least 35 plus the bonus from college. Because whatever he's getting paid now, he's only going to be there 1 year, so it's almost like an added bonus. He's not going to ask Neely to be quiet. He's feeling what he's saying. He likes people to kiss up. Hold on. No, he's not going to say anything. He said systems in September. All right, Wills, hold on. Yeah, so. But as far as right now in the portal, nobody else has entered the portal for Colorado. The last person to enter was Carter Stoutmeyer. And it seems that he's going to Arkansas. That's what it seems like. So all these players are not staying in the portal long, man. They're not. Even the safety, TJ Branch, he's going to UCF. So he didn't stay in. Now, Simeon Price just got in. He didn't announce a school yet. So we'll see. Like I said, man, everybody entitled to their opinion, but I just like commenting on it. That's all. And what did he say here? If Coach Prime can't develop players, how's the guy a first rounder in 2? Let's see this.
6 football players that have entered into the transfer portal. Of those 10.5K who jumped in, 6,846 are still active and looking for a new team. 6,446 still looking for a new team. Man, listen. There ain't 6,846 open scholarships, much less roster spots in Division I. There are enough players for every school. The key is acquiring the right ones for you. And here comes the right one for me, because I told you so. I didn't whisper it. I said it with my whole chest. Everybody got emotional when names hit the portal. Everybody started counting who left instead of measuring what arrived. Everybody swore the sky was falling on Coach Prime in Boulder. Meanwhile, Coach Prime just cooking. Let me say it slow for the folks in the back. Hey, folks in the back. The production that Coach Prime brought in has already exceeded the production that he lost. Not potential, not stars on a recruiting graphic, actual production, film stats, grown man reps. See, y'all kept treating the portal like a funeral. Coach Prime treats it like free agency with a scouting report.
Okay, he said it there. So they're good now. So he's saying that the people that they got coming in, they got more production than the people that's going out. So with that being said, they should be on the top of the Big 12 next year. or close to it. So I'm going to hold him to that one. Yeah, he's been a first rounder even at IMG. He's been a first rounder. He was already talking up. They were already, because they know certain players are on the fast track to the NFL. He was one of them. Just like Caden Proctor, like Caleb Downs. They were on the fast track to the NFL out of high school. Everybody knows this. They're rare type of players. And some players, they got to build themselves up to that. And Travis Hunter was the same way. So Travis could have went in the first round anywhere. They didn't particularly do that. Well, what they did was, for Travis, they allowed him to play both sides of the ball as frequently as he did. So they did do that. And that was a real big reason why he won the Heisman Trophy. But I don't want to just cover college football blindly. Like I'm not living in reality here. Like we all supposed to drink the Kool-Aid and this and that. Okay, so if they replace the production even with more production, I do expect them to do very well this season. I do. Okay, the way he talking, see, I don't want to hype it up no more. I don't want to hype it up and then people like, what happened, Max? Damn, you said they were going to be. Because remember last year, I hyped it up. I said that the quarterback could be in the running for the Heisman Trophy. I said that. I said that. I said, guys, he's an ultimate mobile quarterback, guys. I said if he could have the production he had at Liberty, he could be in the running for the Heisman Trophy. I said that. I fell all the way out the window. I said it. I was blocking people, fighting people over it, all types of stuff. Only for them to say, "What happened, Max?" At the game 3, what happened? Where the Heisman Trophy at? Yeah, I had them win the Heisman Trophy. I did, off hype. But now I'm not doing that. We have to go on what they do throughout the season. Now they have improved. Let me think. Well, they have improved in the safety department as far as Boo Carter. It appears that they did well in the linebacker position, so he's not wrong about that. But overall, guys, I'm not sure, man. I don't know. You got to go on a hope and a prayer on this one. I don't know. As long as the coaching got better, as long as the offensive coordinator, so they have a shot. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll definitely see. And like I said, I'm not saying that the defensive coordinator was a problem. It's just that his personnel wasn't there. So yeah, I'll give him that. We'll see this year.
He didn't lose players. He shed redundant production. He replaced it with upgrades. Same positions.
You see how? Hold on. You see how he talking it? They shedded it with redundant production. Why do they keep having this man talk? I don't get it. Because that's how they feel. Redundant production. No, Tafiq wasn't redundant production. He was not. Omarion wasn't redundant production. Jordan Seaton wasn't redundant production. Brendan Hood wasn't redundant production. Hill Green wasn't redundant production. They were not redundant production. What is he talking about? Redundant production. Okay, if he talking about this year, Tafiq wasn't redundant production. Redundant production. That's all they were. Redundant. Okay, so he the one. So y'all recruited the redundant production, and so obviously y'all didn't recruit well. Then, if that's what you're saying, but y'all didn't have redundant. But no, Omarion got picked up quick as fuck at Arizona State. He off to the NFL. He's an NFL player. He's not redundant production because Coach Prime. You know how I know Neely? At the end of the game, during the game, he grabbed Omarion when he hit that touchdown. He said, "I don't know how you do it, kid, but you be doing it." They're lying. He's lying. Because why would Coach say that if he's redundant production? He grabbed Omarion during the game and said, "Kid, I don't know how you doing it, but you doing it." That's not redundant production. This is too easy. I'm sorry, yo. This is a PR nightmare. They need to hire me, yo, because this is a PR nightmare. Now redundant. How you think the parents feel? Redundant. You think my nephew will go there? And he talking about the outgoing players like that? No, they don't know it's my nephew though. Eventually, they probably will find out. If they recruit him heavy enough, like I think they're going to, they're gonna have to talk to me. And they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, that's your nephew? Yeah, it is." He not going there until you get him to be quiet. As long as you get him to be quiet, then maybe we'll think about it. But he not going there, man. Redundant production. You're talking down to the players that are leaving. But guess what? He's also going to be talking down to the players that's coming in because they're going to leave next year, some of them. He's going to be talking down at them too, talking about redundant production. No. This is still a big platform. Colorado's still a big platform. If you go there and ball out, other teams will be trying to snatch you up. That's how it is everywhere. It doesn't mean that it's redundant production. I'm sure Miami don't think that Jordan Seaton is redundant production. Arizona State didn't seem to think that Omarion was redundant production. Where did Tafiq go? A&M, Texas A&M, or wherever he went. They didn't think that was redundant production. They don't think that Staub is redundant production because he going to every major team. Damn, yo, he going to every major team. Every time I check around, he going to a major team. They don't seem that he's redundant production. He just need to. I'm not saying he need to be quiet because he's a gift that keeps on giving. But I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid nearly. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid this year because I sat up there and said this kid gonna win the Heisman Trophy, and then he looked like a deer in headlights because I don't know what y'all did to him. Okay, but if he seemed to think it's redundant production, shit. Let's see what he's saying.
Needs higher floors, higher ceilings.
He said higher floors, higher ceilings. I get it, but we'll see. We'll see, Neely.
More experience, way less babysitting. That ain't chaos.
You see how he talking bad about the players? You see that, right? Less babysitting. We see how he talking down, right? That's going to come back to haunt him. They're going to put all that work in recruiting somebody and they're not going to get him. There's a family member is listening to y'all right now. He's listening to you right now. And matter of fact, there's two other players that's connected with one player. Y'all not going to get him as the parents are watching. Y'all not going to get him as long as he keep talking. You keep talking down to these players. Now the babysitting. You don't have to babysit. Whatever. Just keep that in-house. You don't have to bring the drama out. But anyway, he can talk. He can say what he want to say. Let's continue.
Y'all, that's roster management. That's college football in 2026. And here's the part nobody wants to admit. Some of the loudest complainers never watch the snaps. They just memorize names. And football don't pay you for loyalty. It pays you for production per down. Coach Prime didn't panic. He didn't beg. He didn't chase narratives. He went shopping with the list. Give me a lineman who's played real minutes. Give me a defender who's already been tested. Let me get some of that depth that don't fold in November. And guess what? He got all of that with a day left in the portal, with over 6,000 still out there. While y'all were online crying about departures, Colorado was quietly raising the baseline. We see you boxing pretty, Tony. That's the part casuals miss. The floor is higher now. The margin for error is smaller now. The drop off between starters and backups is shrinking by the day. This isn't year one desperation. This is year three precision. So yeah, the margin.
Yo, I give it to him. He really popping it. He really is. He is popping it, dog. He popping like they going to the playoffs next year. I give it to him, though. He is popping it. He said this is year 3 precision. Yo, he pulling out his Gensu now. Neely really popping it. You said Neely was talking about you. He said we see you. How was he talking? We see you, pretty Tony. Yo, Neely, I don't mind he talking about me, but Neely is popping it. Yo, I like that. Maybe I'm bringing it out in him. He popping it. And I have to acknowledge that he really is popping it, dog. He said, we see you. We see you. But listen, guys, I don't care how they feel. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid this year because they messed me up last year. I said this kid was going to win the Heisman motherfucking trophy. But I brought it out and nearly popping it now. I have to admit it to him. I had to pop his collar. Yo, he really popping it. He said, man, this is year 3 precision. What you talking about? You over there panicking. You over there jumping out the window, panicking. Yeah, he popping it, DJ. I had to give it to him. I had to pause it on that one. Yeah, nearly. He can bring it when he wants to. I give it to him, but he brought it on that one. He said, "We see you, pretty Tony. We see." Yo, shout out to Nearly. Listen, man, he can bring it. Listen, you got to be able to dish it and take it. But this year, I'm sorry, Nearly. I cannot drink the Kool-Aid this year. Just go ahead and win. I hope y'all win. I hope y'all have a winning season. Are there some players that y'all brought in? Yeah, Pretty Tony is on Coach Ray. That's who he talking about. He talking about everybody though. He's talking about everybody. But he's popping it though. Yeah, he popping it. He's saying, listen, man, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. He said, man, he's in precision in year 3. This is precision. I like that. So we'll see. Like what he's trying to say is it takes a few years to build. And this is it. He's building it now. That's what he's saying. Yeah, he's going with it, man. He's getting back at the people. Like, y'all not gonna sit here and keep talking. Like, we're doing this over here. And like he said, he's there every day. He's in the coaches' meetings. So he know a little bit more than we know. So I'm just sounding the alarm right now. Like when especially Jordan Seaton leaving, that was pretty bad. Let's hear Neely pop it one more time, man.
Let me get some of that depth that don't fold in November. And guess what? He got all of that with a day left in the portal, with over 6,000 still out there. While y'all were online crying about departures, Colorado was quietly raising the baseline. We see you boxing, pretty Tony. That's the part casuals miss. The floor is higher now. The margin for error is smaller now. The drop off between starters and backups is shrinking by the day. This isn't year 1 desperation. This is year 3 precision. So, yeah, I told you so. I told you the portal wasn't the enemy. I told you turnover wasn't failure. I told you production matters more than sentiment. And the scary part, like I said, Coach Prime ain't done yet. We still got some time left. It's 2 teams still playing. So keep doubting, keep screenshotting, keep confusing noise for loss, keep on calling my name. Meanwhile, Boulder just upgraded the roster, and the receipts going to cash in the fall. And like I said, I told you so. Now stop doubting Coach Prime's grown man vision. They keep saying that Coach Prime can't develop talent. That's the narrative. That's the lazy take. That's the barbershop echo chamber talk.
You heard him. I call my shit the barbershop. He is talking about me. He is. He's talking about everybody. He talking about me too. Because I call my stuff the barbershop. He said, that's just barbershop echo chamber talk. He is bringing it to me. He talking about Coach Ray too. He talking about everybody. You know what I'm saying? He said, this is just barbershop echo chamber talk. Come on, man. Forget your barbershop talk. We really over here really doing it. I feel him. Listen, if they over there really bringing it, then I'm okay with that. You said Bayard is now at UCF and Omarion is at Arizona. No, you mean USF. Tafiq came from USF, not UCF. He's with Texas A&M now. He came from Tafiq came to Colorado from USF. And then now he's at Texas A&M. And now Marion is at Arizona State. So yeah, he did mention me. He said the barbershop, that's his barbershop talk, man. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. I feel him. Like he's with the program. He's with the program. So I have to give him that. He's an insider. So I gotta give him I gotta give him credit. He telling us don't panic. We got this. I'm like, all right. All right. We got 7 games. I'm good. You said it looks like he's changed his recruiting philosophy. To be honest with you, he's doing what he did at Jackson State the first year. This is not new. When he's handpicking players, he did it at Jackson State. This is not a new thing that he did. It's just that people didn't see it at Jackson State because it was a COVID year. But yes, he handpicked all the players and was very successful. So this year he's handpicking himself. He's not leaving it up to the recruiters. Yeah, the recruiters are recruiting, but he has to decide on who comes there or not. You said he didn't do the Jackson State philosophy at Colorado in year 1. And yeah, he didn't. He didn't do that. He didn't have the same philosophy that he had at Jackson State. He did not. Nope. When he has the first and last say so, he didn't do that. Now, you might say, who fault is that? Now, I wouldn't blame him for year 2. The only reason why, because he was going through something personal, right? But he didn't do it in year. Actually, he did kind of do it in year 1. He kind of did. He brought Jimmy Horn because he already had recruited Jimmy Horn from Jackson State. Remember, he was trying to get him to come to Jackson State. And then he brought in Xavier Weaver. These are what Shador and him did. Because Shador was recruiting as well. And they brought Will Shepherd in. I think that was partly because of Shador. Now they were kind of handpicking year 1, and they got it right in year 2. And they were they brought in some more players in year 2. They brought in Chidozie and but year 3 he didn't do that. He had a off year where he had to handle his personal situation. But now if he's back 100%, if the players, if it goes between him, yeah, Byard is at Texas A&M. My bad. If it's a matter of he's had the first and last say, so yeah, he eventually get it right. But he got away from what he did at Jackson State, so he's going back to it. He has his hand in everything. So yeah, he will build a team, and he's nearly is right. There are 8,000 people out there. That's enough to build a team. So yes, he is going to do that, but it may take him a couple years though. But I think he could. I mean, he could win 7 games this year. I'm not saying he can't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying looking a little shaky, brother. You don't lost Jordan Seaton. You can't pay him. But yeah, he will find discounted players in the portal that can play for sure. That's 100. I know that because he has an eye for talent. He's been doing it ever since he was a commentator. When he was commentating the NFL Combine, every player that he said was going to be a star in the NFL Combine, they went on to be stars. Ask Travis Kelce. Ask him. Ask the Bosa brothers. Ask what's his name? Um, what's his name, man? I forget his name. he can spot it. So the thing is, he just have to do that. And I'm not counting them all the way out. I'm not counting them out, but I'm just not. I can't hype it up this year like I did last year. We just have to wait and see. But could they win 7 games? Yeah, they can win 7 games. All he needed was the linebackers because he only had to make a few slight corrections. He had to beef up the linebackers and the defensive line. That's really all he had to do. And he will stop the run this year. It'll be more presentable this year with the personnel that he has coming in. And the receivers, I'm not worried about the receivers because he always get good receivers. He's been doing that since Jackson State. So that's a given. The quarterback position is up in the air because the kid coming in, he's not coming to sit the bench. So that's a good thing. We got a little competition at the quarterback position. And that's pretty much it. So yes, he can buy himself a bowl game because you only have to win 6 games to get to a bowl game. But we're going to give him 7 or 7+. I'll give him 7+, especially if he correct the locker room stuff. So, but people like Jordan Seaton, yes, it was a huge loss. It for sure was. I think that blindsided him. That's what I'm hearing. They didn't expect him to do this, but it's something, I don't know, it's a decision he made. And you got to understand, people were in his ear, and it's hard, man, because I would say, yeah, I would stay, but if they offer him a certain amount, it's no way I'm not going to take it. It's just no way. And then especially he has the opportunity to go to a program that will really bring out his talents. Yeah, I would go. I don't think the go-go offense, I don't think that's attractive to him. I think I personally went to another team. Just looking at the go-go, I would go to another team. I would prefer like the SEC. I would go to the SEC at this point. Or any one of the Power 5 conferences, or whether it's the ACC or whatever, the Big or the Big 12. I would stay within there and work and go to another school. Just to prove to everybody I can run block. I could do all this and that with just Colorado. They just weren't coaching. Yeah, I would do that. You said they use the go-go offense in NFL. They don't call it that, though. They don't call it the go-go offense. Yeah, I don't think they call it that. I've seen something similar, yes. But this is what my boy was telling me. He played with the Jets. He said, nah, if he was Seaton, he would go somewhere in the SEC. He would go to Miami. Because if he go to Miami, they're going to bring certain things out of him that the NFL needs to see before he go top 5. He said it was a business decision. He had to do it. He had to do it. He was like, he said Colorado, the system was built for Shador to go pro. That's what everybody is saying. It was only built for him to go pro. That was it. He wasn't thinking about everybody else when he put that together. It was just Shador and Travis. And this is okay, but that's what everybody is saying it. He's surprised that he's still the coach there. He thought coach would have just like, I ain't doing this no more. Since my boy in the NFL, that's it. But he's saying Shador is having a problem because he's never had another coach. This is the first time that he had to compete for anything. But he said that he held up. The NFL said he held up very nicely. So he finally got out now. He's held up very nicely now. So they know he can play ball. You know what I'm saying? He definitely could play ball. He held up nicely, and he didn't have his father around. So he kind of graduated. So everybody know he can play. That's why they're talking about him being the starter at Cleveland, not Deshaun. He's went through the fire and he passed the test. He damn sure did. But that system was the only reason why they came to Colorado so Shador get a better look. And Travis, they had to go to Colorado. But I don't think it was geared for him to think about anybody else. Just to get his boy in the NFL, that was it. I'm being real with you. That's how I see it. Now, since he the coach there, he want to compete. Now he could think about everybody else. So, it's just what it is. But I mean, if they having a hard time paying Shador, they didn't have a hard time paying Seaton. They didn't have a hard time paying Shador. You never heard about that with Shador and Shiloh. They paid them. They paid Travis. So he got to pay everybody else. He got to put that same attention that he did Shador, Travis, and Shiloh to everybody else. And they'll start winning. The last year was the first year that he coached without his son. It was a disaster. It was a complete disaster. He's never coached another quarterback before. He ain't know how to do it. He's never coached a quarterback before. He's never coached a different quarterback other than Shador. That's it. And it showed. So he could miss me with all the hype talk. I'm living in reality here. This is now since he got that out of his system now he can go coach. You know what I'm saying? Now he got to go coach because Shador and Travis held this shit together. I'm just telling y'all this. And Will Shepard and them. Now they got to go, let's see what y'all could do now. If he develop, certainly can develop again. Certainly can. But he's losing a lot of talent. They couldn't even keep Brandon Davis Swain. They're losing too much talent. They lost Brandon Davis Swain, man. Tafiq, that's a given. He's future NFL. That's a given. Brandon Davis Swain, future NFL. You got to be able to retain these players and stop say, oh, well, we can't pay them because they offering too much. Well, you ain't say that about your sons, though. You paid them, so you got to pay everybody else. Okay? You said we got the talent, we good, but they're not going to keep the talent. Yeah, they got them for this season, that's it. And I'm going to be saying the same thing about these players going out. Everybody going to be like, well, they weren't really that productive. And I'm like, we're losing this person. I'm going to say the same thing next year. They can't keep the players. You got to be able to keep them. Some of them, at least. To build this foundation. I'm telling you, they don't have a foundation. There's no culture there. Nothing. Because even the coach said, what is culture? We don't care about culture. There's no culture there. There's no pride. There's no nothing. There's just a bunch of people coming together. Okay, we hope to win. Let's do it. That's it. This is what I want to happen. I want y'all to come back to me by the 6th game of the season. Say, Max, what's up now? That's what I want y'all to say. What's up now? You said Juju is a good foundation. Yeah, but there's no guarantee that he's gonna start because they bringing in. I told you they bringing in the Wilson guy. His brother played with the Jets. There's no guarantee that Juju's gonna start. You keep saying Juju, but he may not start. The Wilson kid might start. He didn't come there to sit the bench. Isaac Wilson might start. What you mean he's not starting? He's good. What are you talking about? You see, you don't watch nobody else but Colorado. You don't know that he's good. He is good. He is good. His brother played for the Jets. So he got NFL in his blood. Zach Wilson. He played for the Jets. You probably didn't know that. He's still in the NFL. They look just alike. It's just that Zach is a little bigger than he is. He didn't start last year at Utah. He didn't start last year, but you didn't see when he did play. He actually is good. I know. Yeah, that's Zach Wilson's brother. He played for the Jets. Yeah, Juju got competition. That kid didn't come to sit no bench. You crazy? He played just like his brother. And his brother in the NFL. So if his brother good enough in the NFL, what you think gonna happen with Juju? He not guaranteed to start. Huncho, that's what I hope. I hope Juju start. I'm not saying that I want Juju to start. If he don't start, he hitting that portal after next season. I'm just telling you this. He definitely hitting the portal. He should hit it now. And I hate to say that, he should hit the portal now. He should hit it now. He should hit it now. You said, imagine telling someone this is you comparing the NFL to McDonald's. Shut up, man. Don't sit up here and try to play me. I'm not talking you comparing apple to oranges. We're not talking about McDonald's. Imagine telling someone his brother worked at McDonald's, therefore he also is a great. Listen, we're not talking about McDonald's. McDonald's pay pretty good. Did you know that? They pay their district managers pretty good. But we're talking about the Jets. He played in the NFL. Don't sit up here and start comparing that to that. I'm saying he got NFL in his blood. That's what I'm saying. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and just let me just put you in timeout, yo. That's what I'm gonna do. Just go back, go to Neely, yo. Just go, don't come back over here to the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna just put you in timeout for 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Don't come back over here. Talking slick. Talking about, well, imagine somebody saying their brother work at McDonald's. What's wrong with McDonald's? They pay pretty good. They pay pretty good for their managers, though. They do. Juju might as well hit the portal right now. Listen, if Juju is established, he would have played last year. They didn't play him. They didn't play him. Okay? They didn't play him. There's no guarantee that he got the starting role. I'm being real with you. He gonna compete for that starting position. He don't got it yet. You said he was not planning to start last year. He should have started last year. The Michigan started their freshman. Even though he made mistakes, you let him play on the fly to get his experience. DGH, I love this conversation because they do get at me. I do. I love it. You said he didn't start the last. Oh my God. Listen, Juju is not the clear starter. He's not. Wilson is going to compete for that position. You guys is drink. Listen, I used to drink the Kool-Aid too, so I get it. I was a Jim Jones Kool-Aid drinker. Actually, I shouldn't say that. That's disrespectful. Hold on. Yeah, no, pardon self. I shouldn't say that, but I was a Kool-Aid drinker. I was too. Okay, I'm not a CU insider. Stop it, Huncho. Huncho is sitting up here acting up. I'm not an insider. You see what I'm saying? Nearly is. Matter of fact, let's continue with Nearly, yo. Let me shut up. Well, let me ask you this, if Coach, let's just go with him. How about that? Pryor can't develop talent. How in the world do dudes we never heard of become household names in the 12 to 18 months that they're with Coach Pryor? Hold on. I'm about to shut Neely up now. Hold on, because he don't know what he's talking about. Hold on one second. If Coach Pryor can't develop talent, how in the world do dudes we never heard of become household names in the 12 to 18 months that they're with Coach Pryor? Suddenly, they're valuable enough to hit the portal asking for more money. Make that make sense. He said, how can some people say that he's not developing talent? You know, these players are asking for more money going elsewhere. If he can't, these players already had a name coming in. He didn't. I mean, okay, you could say they developed Jordan Seaton a little bit, but Jordan has already had NFL. They were talking about him before he even came there. He was at IMG. Okay, yes, y'all did. I would say give y'all the credit on Travis too, because Travis wouldn't have won the Heisman Trophy if y'all hadn't played him so much. But see that's the bad that's the bad attitude to have. Okay, well these people going to, but y'all can't keep the people. You can't keep them. You got stars there, but you can't. You don't want to pay the stars. You don't want to pay them. They asking for too much or whatever. Since you're saying it's all about money, guys. Let me just say this real quick. I'm not trying to pull a T Cal or nothing like that and try to tell you what I'm hearing. Talk to one of the parents. It's not about the money. It's the experience. They didn't like how the kid was being treated there when they was there. That's all I'm gonna say to you on one of them. Okay, that's why he's leaving. It's not the money because he's getting the same amount he getting at the other school. He did not. He did not get paid more. Maybe a little bit more, but not millions like people are thinking. So it wasn't about the money because Colorado is paying. You know what I'm saying? Kids, look at the kids. Look at the kids. What they driving up there? They getting paid. They doing pretty well. Colorado got 20 million at their disposal. They got money to go build a rock, but they look. Did you know they were sitting on scholarships? One kid, he's in dire straits. He wanted a scholarship. They wouldn't even give him a scholarship, dog. They wouldn't even give certain kids scholarships. They just holding just to say, "Aha, we not giving you one." That's how they acting. They not keeping nobody. Do you know how expensive to go to Colorado? It's expensive, and they dangling scholarships over people's head like a carrot. No, give up the motherfucking scholarships. The fuck? Did you know there's certain people there, they didn't even get paid, no scholarship, nothing. Yeah, just dangling shit over somebody's head, man. And you got money. Nah, yo, it's guys, and then the other players are rooting for this player. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I wish he would get him. Like, why don't y'all help him out? Man, fuck him. We ain't giving no scholarship. He gave Ben a scholarship because PR, that looks good. And Charlie, that looks good. But listen, that even the player, they don't even they not even that's not it's good that they got scholarships. He's not holding the fans over with this though. I'm telling you how it really is, guys. I'm telling you. I'm not an insider, but I talked to one of the parents. It's not looking good over there. You had a lot of scholarships, and you could give a kid a scholarship. But yeah, in your eyes, he's not good enough. He's not good enough. So you're not going to waste your scholarship on somebody you feel that's not good enough. Listen, coach, if you want to compete, damn near most of your roster have to be comfortable. That's how it is at Indiana. They breaking bread over there. You're not going to win nothing if you don't break bread. Okay? You're not winning nothing. These teams are outclassing you. They are. You're not bringing in, you're not paying for the quality. You're not paying for it. You're trying to get something on the cheap. You got your money already. Okay? You got to break bread. You got to pay everybody. You can't say, "Oh, he want he want 100 more thousand." Nah, he let him go somewhere else. He ain't good enough, and he's sitting up there playing with a broken hand. So y'all miss me with that. Y'all miss me with that. Now, it's not all about the money. It's not all about the money. For some, it might be. For some, because they feel like, man, I did this and that. I should be worth this. Some players, it is the money. They can get a better opportunity somewhere else. But guess what? The players that you got bringing in now, they're going to only go elsewhere next year. That's where they're going. They're going elsewhere next year. Everybody, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to go back to what Michael Jordan said. He wouldn't make a good coach. A lot of the great players don't. They don't have the patience to develop. they feel as though you need to be doing it now. That might be the case here. He's not changing. You got to be able to adapt to what's going on now. I just don't see this problem getting corrected. So hopefully what happens is next year you guys will come back to me and say, Max, I told you so. Hopefully y'all do that. Just listen to Neely, their philosophy is fucked up. And he said something about, he said the barbershop talk, because it is a barbershop talk. I'm with the other people in the barbershop. Now I don't think y'all gonna do nothing. You said, question, do you think Deion Sanders should be the coach? Yeah. Yeah, I think he should be the coach. He's the reason why people are talking about CU. Like, let's not get that twisted. Yes, of course he should be the coach. Yeah, yeah, of course he need to be the coach. No, Travis wasn't going to get drafted top 5 out of Jackson State. That wasn't happening. They had to go to the Power 5. He would have got drafted though. Yeah, of course he should be the coach. But it's up to him if they're going to win or not. This is all up to him. It definitely is. There was a lot of mistakes that happened over the course of since he's been there. The locker room not right. He lost the locker room, especially with the quarterback carousel. Hopefully he get that straight this year. But it was pretty much all on the coaches why they lost. They got out coached. And then the players weren't giving it their all. That was another reason. But that all goes back to the coaching. You know how they were talking about with the players watching the film. The coaches weren't even really were really present watching film. They glanced over some of the film. That's it. So it's a lot of changes they had to make internally. And if they do make the changes, maybe they'll compete one day for sure. So that's what it is, man. It's unfortunate, but you make mistakes and you learn from them. You learn from your mistakes, and like I said, they can fix those mistakes and start winning. Yeah, as soon as adversity hit, the team kept folding because that's coming from the top up. They never made a win and play in close games, right? They kept it. Once the adversity hit, it was over with. But when they won that game against the team they supposed to win, remember that booty team that they played? Oh, they were all excited in the locker room. You said, what if Jordan Seaton doesn't transfer by tonight? He's already in the portal. You mean if he comes back, you mean? That's a possibility. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe they can talk to him, and try to convince him, but maybe not. I mean, like he said, they freed up, like Neely already said it. Let him go. We freed up cap space. So no, he's not coming back according to Neely. Because they freed up cap space, which is true. They did. They freed up a lot of money. So no, I don't think he's coming back. I would be surprised at this point, if he comes back. According to Neely.
You can't be undeveloped and overvalued at the same damn time. That math don't match. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, he don't just coach players, he increases their value. And the value don't increase by accident. Look around at the positions. You had a wide receiver to lead before Colorado. Recruit sites, New England hardcore fans, maybe. America. But he shows up in Boulder, big moments, big catches, big stages. Now folks know his name. Now folks talking NIL. Now folks talking, what is he worth? That ain't luck. That's development plus exposure.
Okay, right. You are he talking about Omarion. Yes, Omarion did do okay there, but why not pay him? You just letting him go. He ain't worth the money now. When his kids got the money, you gotta pay everybody. You gotta treat them like how you treat your kids. His kids got money. You gotta pay everybody. So he did build himself up to get the money. But y'all letting him go. It don't matter if y'all developed or not, you can't keep him. I get what he's saying. He just ain't going, he don't want to pay certain people. Just like, I'm not paying him. Fuck it, I'm not paying him. This not gonna be corrected, dog. I think coach. I think coach is stuck in his old school ways, and it's not gonna work. Honestly, and he gonna have to prove it to. They gonna have to show me. I'm the show me state. You are gonna have to show me that y'all gonna do this. He's stuck. He's in his old ways. He's stuck. Yeah, he never really liked Omarion. If he don't like you, you ain't getting paid. Yeah, that's what I think. He gotta like you, man, and that's not how it works. I could tell. I could tell with certain players he not feeling them. I could tell. He's stuck in his ways, yo. It's gonna be the same way this season. It's gonna be the same way, yo. He's stuck in his own. He's stuck in his ways, yo. He said he got on Prime's nerves for whatever reason. See, you saying it. Um, you said without Shorter. What do you mean without Shador and Travis there? Omarion got no help because remember that game against USC when Travis was out. He said, "I told y'all to play him." He said, "Look what he's doing now. I told y'all. It was because of Travis that he got his shine." So you right about that. So he's good to leave. He would his career will take off now that he's out of there. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to hear it. It's toxic up there. I heard what the parents was telling me and how the players are getting talked down to. I heard it. And how they talk down to what's his name that he back in Indiana. That was a bad situation, especially with what's his name. I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, Travis knew he could play. In that USC game, Travis had put him in. Don't make me go to the film because I'll show you what Travis did. It wasn't the coaches that Omarion got his break. It was Travis. Travis said, "I told you to put him in and keep him in the game," because Travis was out that game, and Travis was also helping Kermani. And Kermani was listening to Travis. They didn't give Kermani a shot because coach didn't like Kermani. That's why. I'm being real with y'all. That's what happened. He didn't like him. He told him to take a hike. He didn't like him because I guess he's not in his office. He's not kissing his ass. I'm being real with y'all, man. See, he needs somebody to be real with him. No, coach, it don't work that way. The coach kids ain't got kids. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. That ain't got to be like that. It was Travis that helped Omarion. It was Travis that did it. I can go pull the film. He said, "I told y'all to keep." They took it. Did you know they took him out of the game? And Travis told them to put him back in. And then he had a big game against USC. If you're not on Coach Prime good side, he's like, fuck you. That's how it is. He went for over 200 yards in USC, and it was because of Travis. It was because of Travis. And I'm gonna tell you guys that the team was set up really for Shador to go pro. Everybody else was secondary. It was set up for him to go pro. Fuck everybody else. That's how I feel about it. But the thing is, he's gonna correct that. You know why? Because he got embarrassed last year. He got embarrassed, so he has to correct it. He has to correct it. And he will correct it. But I'm telling you guys, that's what it is, man. It's just it's unfortunate. But Omarion wasn't like on the videos kissing their ass. That's why. Oh, Kermani wasn't either. It's nothing wrong with being an old school coach, but he can't be like that. You dangle carrot over somebody else's head with scholarships and not the other person. Yeah, you give Charlie and them a scholarship because it looks good. But the establishment still is not holding him to that though. They still not. They still mad about what he did the first year. How all them players left. They still mad about that. Travis helped Kermani. Travis was the one that helped Kermani out. He was showing them different stuff. Coaching them, they didn't like him. And Kermani's mother was at every practice watching her son. She was at every practice. Go look. Just watching him. Yeah, the way they treated him, man, maybe karma caught back up to him. And they fucked up the season, the third year. Because what they did to him wasn't right. And I'm really telling y'all now, I'm not going to tell you everything, but yes, if you're not on his good graces, it's fuck you. And it shouldn't be like that. Because you're not getting my nephew, because I know y'all looking at him. Y'all definitely not getting him. Because he's not going to kiss your ass. Because he already got a family that watches out for him. He don't need nobody to raise him. Okay? He's there to go to school and play football. He's not there to kiss nobody's ass. And he won't play for y'all. For certain. Because y'all need to, when what's his name left that school, when he left that school, okay? Because Neely ain't saying I'm lying yet. He can say whatever he want, but he need to say that Max is lying. If he do, I'm gonna come with receipts. He need to say I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. That what's his name left and went back to Indiana, and his confidence was so crushed. That kid was crushed when he left there. But God had him because now he blocking for the Heisman Trophy winner. He in the last game. He's the only one that's playing in that he's right now playing in the national title game. His confidence was crushed when he left there. Benson, yes. He was the only one that came there talking about hashtag don't touch two. He really meant that. Hashtag don't touch two and this and that. And y'all moved him from the right tackle position and this and that and did what you did to him. His confidence was crushed. Ain't nobody said I was lying yet. Okay? So he need to say I'm lying. I talk to these mothers. And that's why I had the speech for the kids. I said, listen to me. Let me tell you, let me explain it again. No players stood up contextual. Nobody did. The locker room was shot. But let me tell you what happened. So I said this. I made a speech because these players listen to me. I said a speech. I say, listen, nothing is ever going to be perfect in life. You're going to go. Some of you are going to go off to the NFL. The locker room is going to be toxic. That doesn't stop. But your work ethic has to remain the same. You can't give up. You can't give up. You don't play for the coaches. You play for yourselves. And I quote Bill, what's his name? I quote the late Bill, he played for the Celtics. He said this, we didn't win the championships because he won over 13, 14 championships. Bill Russell. He said, I didn't play for the city because they were racist. We had segregation. I didn't play for the city. We played for ourselves. Okay? We played for ourselves. We won those championships for us, for our resume. We didn't play for the fans because we knew that we couldn't go in certain bars because it was segregated. So why should we play for the city that don't like us? We play for ourselves. So what you guys got to do, you don't play for coach, play for yourselves. So that you can go on and it'll be okay. Just play for yourselves, and which you guys, some of you did. You got to play for yourselves. You know what I'm saying? And then go on to another situation, just keep it quiet like y'all did. Because the players are keeping it quiet. They're not talking. They're not saying why they left. But if they do come out and say it, then it's going to go viral. But nobody is talking. Kermani didn't say a word. He didn't say a word. Nobody said a word. But so why Neely talking? These players are more professional than you are. Don't talk. They not talking. But as long as they know that nothing is going to be perfect, they just go ball out somewhere else. That's all that matters. Because nowhere is going to be perfect. You're going to have problems everywhere. But the season was shot, guys. It was. The season was shot. The players had enough. The season was shot. They never recovered from it. But can they recover from it? The answer is yes. It was 2 years ago. They can. Oh man, you went even back that far. But can they recover? Yes. It starts with the head coach. They can recover. He can say, you know what? We're going to do things a different way. We're going to do things a different way. There was a reason why that player said to him, nah, I'm good, yo. I don't want to listen to you no more. They lost respect for him. Something happened, but I'm gonna let Neely tell it. I'm not gonna tell it. I'm gonna let Neely tell what happened. Neely, tell everybody what happened in the locker room. Tell us. Tell us what happened. Tell us what really happened. And then that'll be it. But they're not gonna do that because it'll be a PR nightmare. They're not gonna do that. And it's things. The only reason why I'm okay with it because shit like that happens on every roster. You're gonna have some shit happen, right? On every roster. You don't have to like the coach to play for him. And the coach don't have to like the player. You just got to win. But see, that's why I say winning cures everything. It didn't happen this year, though. That's why everything came out. Of course he could have benefited for Shador another year. He could have stayed another year. And Travis. I think he wanted Travis too. Another year. That hurt. It did. Now, how could Shador play another year? He had the COVID year. Because was he registered in school by the COVID year? Yes, he was. He could have used his COVID year, or he could have played as a grad student. And Travis could have played one more year, his senior year. Yeah, Diego Pavia played another year, right? He did. I'm gonna tell you something about Diego though. Diego's nice. Now a lot of people don't like his mouth though. That's where it might get him in trouble. But remember this: if he gets to the NFL, he gonna be nice. He gonna surprise people. He's really that good. But it's just his mouth that people don't like. Yeah, Travis went pro after his junior year. Travis had one more year eligibility. Remember, Travis played 1 year at Jackson State. Remember that. Shador is older than Travis. Shador is older. Travis played 1 year at Jackson State, and he played 2 years at Colorado. So Travis had another year. He left as a junior. Yeah, he's just cocky, and that's going to hurt him a little bit. That's going to hurt Diego a little bit, but Diego is nice. He sees the game is slow for him. You could tell. He's actually gotten better. And I think Diego, early on in his career, a lot of people doubted him, and he got a chip on his shoulder. You know, Coach Prime recruited him to Jackson State. So you can't tell me Coach don't know talent. He does. But he told him that you're not playing. You know, you're going to have to wait for Shador. But imagine if he had followed them to Colorado. Diego would have been the quarterback last year. Yeah, you're not going to start over my son, but you're eventually going to start when he leave. Yeah, we don't know where Seaton headed yet. They say in Miami. It looked like that's the likely spot because he used to work out there. So we'll see. You said Travis' little brother on the way. Shiloh waited too long. Yeah, Shiloh should have. Let me tell you what Shiloh, man. Unfortunately, he should have stayed at South Carolina. Yeah, he should have stayed there. But I understand he wanted to play for his dad at Jackson State. He should have stayed at South Carolina. You said Diego hangs with Johnny Football. Yeah, they are similar. They are. They're very similar. I don't know if Johnny Football is helping his kid out or something. They do play alike. Is Diego a senior? Is he out of eligibility? I believe he is. Guys, if he get on a roster on the NFL, he's going to tear it up. You said we got this cap space. Where are we spending this? They're spending the cap. They have listen, some of the Colorado players, they're getting paid. Okay. So they have about 25 million at their disposal. So I'm not sure how much. You got to also look at the basketball team. They have some of that cap space as well. I forget how much the basketball and football team have. I think it's over 30 million. So you got to pay the basketball, and you got to pay the rest of the football. I'm not sure how much they're paying Jordan. Maybe 1.5. Maybe they're paying a 1.2. So you got to pay him 1.2, pay another one 300, pay another one 300, another one 300, another one 200. Like that. So they were paying, but it takes a while to build a squad, but they also got to take care of a few things internally. You said he's trying to get a 7th year. You talking about Diego? No, he need to go ahead and go to the NFL. Forget the 7th year. He need to just go ahead and go, because he'll make a roster spot somewhere. But he's actually gonna surprise people. He's actually really that good. But it's his mouth though. His mouth is gonna hurt him. You don't have to tell Diego he's good. He know he good. You said Shiloh is not fast. What the fuck? You be watching low. You said this shit funny to me when people get so upset of kids leaving. No, I'm not upset that he's leaving. It's just what it is. I'm telling you why they're leaving. They it's the environment and different other things. You really popping it though to be sounding optimistic with your screen name optimistic. I don't know if you optimistic. You just really popping it. What's good, Pam? I like what I'm saying? Like, what's good, Pam? Let me leave optimistic alone, man. You said you know what 4.7 is fast. 4.7 is fast. They trying to say he's slow. He is fast. He'll catch my ass. And Shiloh was always at the action. You said, why is Seaton visiting Mississippi State? I don't know. He's going on his visits. He already saw Texas already. He already visited Texas. He's on his SEC tour. You said he went on that live slurring his words and saying weird shit. You talking about that live when they all got on the live? You said Shador gets it done. You said just seeing people be so upset when they leave a program. Prime did. He always made sure he got his bag. Why can't the kids? I had already said that. Yep. I think the Bucks should have kept him too. Yeah, I feel you optimistic. I think the Bucks should have kept Shiloh as well, for sure. Don't tell me that little mix up he had with the other player was enough to cut him. That means y'all were gonna cut him anyway. A little bit of skirmish. He gonna get. Yeah, he did get ejected for that, but come on. But the word on the curb is um the reason why the NFL was like not draft him is partly because of Tom Brady. They didn't like how he dissed them. They saying that he dissed them and saying, why would I listen to him? Why would he be a role model? His wife cheating on him with the help. And they didn't like that. Now, if Shador said that, I'm a little surprised. If he did say that, that's fucked up. If he did say it. I don't believe he said that though. But if he did, then yeah, like they paid him back. If he did say that, if he did say that, he got to understand something. Tom got respect in the game. I wouldn't have drafted him either if he said that. I was like, oh, this dude is like cocky and shit. To be going at Tom like that after he helped you, I wouldn't have drafted him either. But I don't know. I have a hard time believing. But if he did, though, you need to apologize to him if he did do that. Because the Browns is not it. I'm just telling us the Browns is not it. He can stay with the Browns, but it's not it. Browns is not it, yo. I could see if he was with the Giants or the Jets. You know, of course I'm gonna say my Jets because I want him with the Jets, but the Browns is not it. I just don't believe he said that. You should agree, but does it not seem like Seaton is attention seeking? No, he's not. He already has attention. He doesn't need the attention seek. He's the most high profile offensive lineman in college football. It comes with the territory. He was already going viral from hitting the portal anyway. So it's not his fault that they having a bidding war over him. That's not his fault. They are willing to have a bidding war. And he might end up with $6 million, they said, after it's over with. In Colorado, they weren't in position to do that. 6 million. They're not in position. Yeah. Like if you get 5 million, I mean, you can't turn that down almost. And then you go into a better program, it all makes sense. Because Colorado is not there yet. They still gotta iron out some stuff. They not premier yet. They're not a premier college program yet. They're working on it. They're not there yet. They're not where, they're not there yet. This is almost like a feeder program, like somewhere you go to get your reps up and then go make money elsewhere. But I get what Neely say. He said it's just barbershop talk, man. I get it. That's what this is. It's the barbershop. You said tomorrow is never promised. Get your right. Tomorrow is never promised. He might not even make it to the NFL. He might get hurt. So yeah, get that money now and you can invest it. Get it now. Because coach already got his. And he understand. I bet you he do. He said, shit. If I'm somebody offering that money, I'll probably accept it too. I bet you he understand. But yeah, Colorado, man, it's like they up and coming. It takes a couple years to maybe 3. They're on the come up. Eventually they'll get there. You said Neely be biased for me, but I get him. Right, I get why he got to be biased. He can't sit there and say they garbage. You know what I'm saying? He on the inside. See, I can sit here and be honest because I don't want nothing from Prime. You know what I'm saying? I don't stand to lose nothing for not being honest. So I'm being honest. And he probably will like, okay, they being honest. Yeah, that's what it is. But or maybe they don't care. Like I know this, that okay, cool. But next season will tell it all. My thing is they gotta go 7 plus. If maybe 7 minimum. Then it's a success. That's a good respectable record. Seven wins. That's really respectable. 4 wins is not good. Then you're gonna have people really talking shit. Like, oh man, his philosophy not working, and y'all gonna really crucify Brendan Marion. Like, take your go offense and go somewhere. Y'all really gonna go give it to him. That's why it's a lot of pressure this year. But it's supposed to work out though, because everybody's saying Max, it was the play calling. Okay, so if it was the play calling, they should be straight this year. That's why I'm giving them at least 7 games. Because they get the play calling straight. Maybe that's what it was. But like Neely said, you didn't know none of these players until we got them here. Yeah, but y'all can't keep them. They have to be optimistic. They have to be. They have to be. If they can't get 7 games, it's gonna be a disaster. I don't know if they get into 7, but I think 7 is doable. They if they get 7, I wouldn't be surprised. They do change coaches a lot, but like I said, it's up to them, man. We'll see. 7 games. They got some decent linebackers. They should be able to stop the run. We're gonna see about the offense. I mean, the defensive line though, and we'll see. That's all I'm saying. I say 7. That'd be a good year. You said I don't think they're gonna show as much during training camps as previous years. They might not, because you think that actually helped the other teams though. They may have seen something. Because these great minds, like as far as these minds, these offensive minds and defensive minds, I heard they don't need to see much. They just need to see something, and they can work off that. You said you got BIP making scouting reports against the team every week. You said they making scouting reports against who every week? Against Colorado or against the other teams? Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with them. He said that he had an opportunity to work there. Coach offered him a position, but he didn't accept it. You said against Colorado, depending on how you see. Yeah, but he exposes the matchup problems ahead of the games. And the crazy thing was, I ain't gonna lie to you, he's been right though. He has. I can't say he's been wrong. I'd watch him, you know what I'm saying? And then, I was a part of the Patreon thing. He didn't know it was me though, because I used my real name. He was breaking down how they were going to lose, and he wasn't wrong. He said, "This is a problem here. This is a problem. If they can overcome this, they straight." They never overcame it. You said they got an easy schedule next year, so hopefully they can win at least 7. You think it's easy? They got Georgia Tech up first, right? But they don't have Haynes King no more, so they should be straight there. Yo, you know what's crazy, yo? This is off topic. My neighbor be smoking like the weed, right? You know the weed smell, it give me a headache. It never used to happen like that before. I could smell the chemicals in it. And I know for a fact, let me tell you all this real quick. Since this is like we don't been in I'm retired from the industry now, but I used to be environmental scientist, and sometimes we used to get weed strand stuff in. I know for a fact, guys, it has chemicals in it, and we can't speak on what chemicals are in it. But that's why they were telling me when I was working it. That's why you're getting headaches. If you try to smoke it, your body is what did he say? It's like either allergic to those chemicals or fighting it. But the weed that they have now is not the same as the 1980s and 90s. It's different. They actually making it more potent, but they putting metals in it. And you're gonna find that I can't say much because I don't want to sit up here and get sued. But the best way for if you want to smoke it is to grow it. That's the best way for you is to grow it. You say, yeah, let me slow down and see what other teams pick up in the portal. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm sorry, I might have to start off with Georgia Tech because that's their first game of the season. I want to come back and see what Georgia Tech has acquired and what their offense looks like, and then we'll go from there. But everybody is still moving though. The portal, obviously today is the last day for certain players. That season is over, but for Indiana and them, they have another 5 days after their game is over, after their official season is over. So we're gonna see, and then even after that, the colleges are still acquiring players. So we're gonna see exactly what Georgia Tech is doing, but they don't have Haynes King. Yeah, so we're gonna see what they pick up in the portal, and see where their gems are compared to Colorado. We'll see. They might have a shot at being Georgia Tech this year. I think they do, but I'm gonna have to look again. But they still have one of the backup quarterback they had at Georgia Tech. He's still there. I think he's gonna be the starter. But yeah, I mean, it's doable. Seven games is doable this year for sure. I think so. But we'll see, man. I'll catch you guys later because I know some more news is coming, so I'll be back a little later. But yeah, I enjoyed the conversation. Yes, it is the barbershop talk because Neely said y'all could say that old barbershop talk. I heard what he said, but guess what? Shout out to Neely though. He's popping it how he do it, and we the barbershop over here, man. We don't know. We thinking y'all got 7 games, Neely, but we not sure yet. You know what I'm saying? So that's just all good. It's all love. I don't dislike him or anything. It's all love. But I like how he ain't afraid. Like, look, man, we going at it. Like, you're not gonna sit here and go at my coach. Like, my coach ain't like that. I, look, I ain't saying your coach ain't like that, but I'm a little shaky this year though. That's all I'm saying, DJs. That's all I'm saying. But look, Neely, I got his attention. That's what's up. But shout out to Neely, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Yeah, Max, you hell with your barbershop talk. You don't know what you talking about. I'm in the meetings all day. Listen, nearly 7 games, nearly. Because nearly probably said, man, Max, we got more than 7 games, man. What you talking about? We built up these kids, and we're gonna build them again. That's right. So yeah, let them keep doing it, and it's good conversation. But we'll be back. Because look, he said I'm panicking. He said y'all panicking over here. Okay, yeah, it is a little panic. Nearly, we lost Jordan Seaton, man. There is a little bit of a way to panic. Because I am panicking a little bit. Like, because it looked like y'all got a Titanic over there. So, but yeah, y'all did bring in some players, I must admit. Y'all got the linebacker room correct. Y'all got the wide receiver room looking good. Y'all got the DB room looking good. Y'all got the running backs good. The quarterback room is good. The only thing y'all got to fix is the rest of it is the defensive line. That's it. And y'all straight. But I'm still a little bit I'm panicking though a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit now. But we'll see what the spring game look like. Also, there's a lot to talk about because the first team meeting. I can't wait for the first team meeting. When coach addressed the team for the first time. That I can't wait for. And then it's on from there. Then it's winter conditioning. It's on from there, guys. And then we can start, after the spring game, we can start thinking what the record's going to be like. We're going to start, really diving into that. And then going from there. But I do know they got some hungry players in there. They do. And they see the opportunity. I can really come here and really come up, All I got to do is ball out one season and go from there. But all right, y'all, I will catch you guys later.